In the
Good afternoon. Good
building.
afternoon, man. We locked in.
We
We
locked
locked
in.
in.
We
We up
locked
in the
in.
building, man. 2022 is here, y'all. What's going on, everybody? Listen, man, my
All right,
name is
what's going
Moshe
on, baby?
Canty. I'm your host of We
When's they get
Locked In. I'm here with my co-host Mikey B, KK. What's going on, my brothers? How y'all doing, man, for this
Happy New Year.
2022?
Happy
Nah,
New Year.
salute, man.
Listen, we made it through
Salute,
another
man.
year,
Happy New Year
bro.
to you, bro.
Listen,
Happy
this is
New
your first year. This is your first year out. Look at them,
Yeah.
your first New Year's.
Hey, yo, this is what I'm thinking about. This is like top of the year. Get to start starting out in the free world.
Yeah, bro. New
This is
beginnings.
just,
You know what I'm saying? New work, new
bro.
beginnings.
Yo, so
Which
listen,
is
man, make
crazy,
sure y'all
man.
hit the
Somebody
subscribe
asked me.
button.
Somebody had asked me. Say, yo, on New Year's Eve, said, what would you be doing right now? Did you know what you be
Yo,
doing right
Frank,
now? If you was some pin, I said, yo, this was like 8 o'clock though, like 8, 9 o'clock.
Hey,
And I'm
yo,
like,
hey, yo,
yo,
Moshe. I've been
Yo.
so busy. You see, Frank is in a. Yo, I forgot to give you Frank's number, yo.
What Frank?
yeah.
Frank Luciano.
Come on, look, come on, man. I've been seeing him sending me messages too. I don't think I responded to them, man. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, he sent me a message. Yeah, he definitely did. I've been so busy too, man. My bad, man.
Yo, David, thanks for tuning in, bro. What's up, though, man?
Yo, man, you know, everything is great, Mikey, man. I'm first of all, everybody that's tuned in, man, those who are here for the first time, man, make sure you hit the subscribe button, man, hit the like button, hit that notification bell as well, so that you'll get the pings and indicating, man, we about to go live. You know, we here, man, pulling in 2022, man. We thankful for being alive. We're here, enjoying our health, man, enjoying our freedom, man, being thankful just for the opportunity, man. So, you know, we want to start this new year off right. We don't want to come with no content that's watered down or anything like that, man. But right now, man, we got something we want to talk about, man. We're gonna discuss, you know, big homies, little homies, you know, followers and leaders, leaders and followers, man. That's what we want to talk about today, man, because we understand that, you know, they are leaders in this world, they are followers in this world. You know, the question is, man, where do you fall at, right? You know, in between that. They're big homies and there's little homies. Some would say that, you know, the term has been watered down. That the big homies are no longer the big homies. In fact, some would say the little homies have become the big homies, right? So, you know, depending on who you asking, right? So we want to just provide some clarity so nothing gets misconstrued or anything of that nature. We want to basically give you listeners out there some clarity, and hopefully, man, we can get some feedback from everybody that's listening. Y'all can put your opinions into the chat. Y'all can basically let us know what y'all feel about the situation yourselves.
Yeah,
So with that, I'm gonna
Polo,
basically,
man, shout it out, bro.
with that, you know, I'm with that. I'm gonna pass it on to my brothers, man. You know, and I'm gonna ask y'all, you know, but first of all, before I even do that, man, let me just say this: that if you hear any type of stories from our past, whether it's from Mikey, whether it's from KK, whether it's from myself, we're not here to glorify any of the senselessness that we may have been involved of at some point in our lives, because, you know, we all come from a violent past, and we don't want to glorify any of that behavior, because we know that the youth are listening. So if we do emphasize any stories, please understand that it's just in context of us trying to convey a much larger message. All right. So ultimately, the conversation is centered around leadership, leaders and followers, etc., big homies and little homies. So the objective of this conversation today is so that we can help individuals understand how they can become more efficient, effective leaders. So again, we don't want to condone any senseless violence, any senseless gang violence, or what have you. We just here to, you know, basically clarify some things. So with that, I'll pass it to my brothers.
Yeah, well, Mikey Beasley up there. What he up there do?
Yo, man, nah. I'm
Nah, I
getting
got it, bro. I was just messing with to see what's up.
a few people to pull up. Hold up.
Yeah, let's see what's up. I was about to say put the link in the chat too. You know what I'm saying? Just in case we you know, pull people in to ask questions live and stuff like that too, man. Just to get a little interaction going with them.
Gotta let them know about it. Talk about it. Let's go. Let's get it.
But yeah, I set it off. Put the link. Make sure you put the link in the chat though too, just in case they want to jump in. But one of the things though, man, that it made, when you was just going into that right now, just to set things off, it made me think of something a long time ago, right? I was in Wendy. This was like 99, believe. Yeah, it was like 99. Cause I think 99. Cause I went to the box 2000, like right at the New Year time, actually, right before New Year, 99 going into 2000. But some of the things that do
Yo, what's
actually
up? Yo,
separate.
we live on YouTube. Say what's up, y'all. Pardon me, bro.
With that,
You got Specs. You got AK. You got SB Quan. Pull up on the chat, man. Pull up on YouTube. Y'all get up on here, y'all.
oh, SB
Yo,
Quan, what's
shout it out
good,
to the
man? Shout it
family,
out,
man.
man. We in
SB
the
Quan,
building.
what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
You hear that? Come to YouTube. I'm gonna pull y'all in. Pull up. Pull up, Specs.
Yeah, time to pull up. Facts.
Yo, pull up, y'all. Pull up.
They should have got the notification already. They should already be here. Yo, go ahead, KK.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. But one of the things off top though you talk about is mindsets, and mindsets is the biggest thing. What people actually prioritize, and reason I had started thinking back to like, if I said 99, 98, 99, and I was at Wendy's, because I was just being a forward, somebody who's just forward thinking, someone who's just looking to progress and looking to always build, right? So when you're always progressing and looking to build, no matter what field you're in, it's gonna be shown by your actual movements. Now, the reason I had went back then, like 98, 99, because how I was particularly moving, it was the brother, Green Eye Shabazz, Bishme, Paz was there. Shout out to Paz. Paz just came home too. Shout out to Paz. A lot of these brothers was around me at that time, and I was like only 18, 19 years old. But it's just like they was trying to get me and everything. Which things like, y'all make you president of the African Culture Awareness Class, right? Oh, yo, I want you to come down with services and speak.
050 in the building. 050 in the building.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see
Peace,
it.
bro.
And actually speak to the brothers. Even Jahan was there, the brother Jahan, and he was one. He would be everywhere, no division, nowhere. That was the Muslim brother, but he would be in NY. He'd be in other African
The link
culture
is in the
classes.
chat. Pull
He would
up.
be all of the joints, unifying the particular people. But they was pointing something out to me and how I was particularly moving, and why I actually brought this up. It's about mindsets. If you're always looking to educate yourself, right? To build, period. Whether you're doing something negative or positive, if you're looking to build, period, eventually you're going to get tired of the situation that you're in, and you're going to elevate above it, right? So at that particular time, guys was looking at me as, hey, yo, that's the big bro. That's the big bro. Mind you, I have no status, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? 18, 19 years old. But the thing was, it was what was on my mind. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like, yo, we building a brotherhood, dude, I'm taking all of the aspects that need to be taken into consideration for as in building. I got to educate myself more. I can't be looking like this around people. I'm responsible for these particular brothers. Or you become
You breaking up, bro.
action. It's like, God represent y'all. It's like on this particular scale. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but you was breaking up. You good?
Oh, I like, just like if any one of us go anywhere, we all represent each other. I'm saying all represent each other, and it was that particular aspect then that actually separated some of the, you know what I'm saying, big homie from a little homie. Whether you had that as an official title or not, usually just your character alone. You come into a spot, you active, you trying to make stuff happen. See, classes going on over here, or we ain't got this going on over here, we ain't got this, and that just makes people actually think. But when you're not doing that, and you just sit waiting for stuff to happen, or waiting for someone else to do something, you know what I'm saying? That is the biggest separation right there, I would say, in particular mindsets. Those that actually step forward to actually do something, and those that just actually just sit back and just waiting for somebody else to take the helm, or somebody else to, well, I ain't gonna be the one to do it. I know how many times you done probably heard that, like, oh, I ain't, but that just stops anything from moving forward. When you got a bunch of individuals like that, that just stops anything from moving forward. So the biggest difference biggest difference, man, and I want to say is the actual mindset. It doesn't mean if you got the status somebody done gave you or whatever. The biggest thing is up here, and people are going to recognize that. People are going to know if you're a leader or a follower, a big homie or a little homie, just by the very way you carry yourself. I mean, I got labeled that before I was even had an official title. I mean, and I just, like I said, it just becomes with mindset. Oh, what's your mindset? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What do you value? You know, what's your sense of self-worth? What are you trying to accomplish in life? These particular things got to get better in you first. You know? But
all right, what about you, Mikey? What's your perception of that, my brother? I mean, you know, I'm sure you got your own perspective of that. I'm sure of that.
I got labeled that before I was even had an official title.
The question is, you know,
turn your phone off. When y'all got your phone on?
What's your mindset? What's
nah,
on
my
your
phone
mind?
is not
What's on
on.
your mind? What do you value?
KK, you got your phone on? I'm getting feedback from you, KK.
Oh, that was my bad. That's my fault.
Yeah, no. So my question to you is this, right? You know, there perhaps there's some misconceptions on what a big homie or a little homie is, a leader or follower is. Try to explain all of those terminologies and give your best understanding to all the listeners out there, so there could be some clarification regarding that based on your experiences.
I mean, so I'm gonna answer. First I'm gonna say Happy New Year to everybody in the building. You know what I mean? Happy New Year, y'all. I just got a text, but they trying to get the link. Hold on. Should be the link right here. Hold on. It's yeah, bro. But excuse me for that. But I'm trying to get these guys in there. He's trying to get the link and everything. All right, here we go. Let's go. They ain't pulling up. Happy New Year's. 050 the movement. Happy New Year's. Peace, Saladin.
Peace.
Yo,
you know what's funny? I didn't even know the brother was in. I didn't know China was in here. Salute to you, brothers, man. Salute to y'all.
Salute, Saladin, man.
Salute.
Salam alaikum, man. Salute to you, man. How y'all brothers doing, man? Happy New Year to everybody, man. 2022. Listen, Allah favored us, man. We're here. We're still breathing.
Yeah, that's right. We
can smell. We can hear. We can taste. We're here. We are here.
That's a fact, man.
Oh, that's dope.
You brothers are such a great inspiration.
I don't know if it's mine, but I got feedback.
Close your other. Maybe you got two windows open, China. You got your YouTube and your
All right.
I don't hear it.
Can y'all hear me now, brothers?
We can hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was mine. I was on YouTube before.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Yep. Wa alaikum salam, brother. You know,
wa alaikum salam.
Gotta get back on my deen for the New Year's, man. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I gotta get more on mine.
Yeah.
That's right, man. Been eating good.
Yeah, so do I, bro.
Staying away from the garbage. How y'all been doing, man?
We doing great, bro.
Yo, we felt like, man, this conversation needed to be had. Well, I apologize, Jamel. You wanted to say something. My bad. Before I even get you were saying something. Then, pardon me, my brother. I apologize.
Now, let me tell you something about your whole demeanor, bro. It rubbed off on me so much, man. Like the first time I met you, and I said, "Yo, his demeanor." So you see, you never know who you inspire. You inspire. I said,
yeah.
I love the way he respects everyone. So here we have someone who was locked up for so long, and we always have these stereotypes about incarcerated people. And my first time meeting you, you inspired me so much, and the brother Mikey B inspired me so much. And then so just to let you know, I take that, you know, and I don't know how much that means to you guys. I took something from the introduction of meeting you guys, and I'm taking it and I'm spreading it out here on the earth, right?
Appreciate it.
That, you know, that being said, I tapped into you guys and I said, wow, this is a conversation that I definitely want to get in on. And I heard the last brother there. I'm on my phone. I can't see your name, sir. But
yeah, KK. Yeah.
KK, peace, KK. Okay.
Peace,
so
bro.
you saying it starts up here. And I said, man, they on to something right now. It starts up here. But at some point, we're gonna hit the brick wall where finance becomes a part of the conversation, because
Yeah.
as motivated as we are, someone somewhere is going to he's going to compromise whatever intellect, whatever principles he had for money, for money. So
Fact.
I just wanted to add, as we're talking about how we change um the frequency and who's a leader and who's not, I just have to put the emphasis on principles, man, and who creates these principles, and who helps who helps push these type of principles, the principles we need for our community. Well, it's each and every last one of us. It's brothers like you guys who create a platform like this and say, listen, as we're writing the bylaws to our culture, I believe that we should have principles that we need to stand on and not compromise for no amount of money, and we can get back. Because when you look at these so-called big homies in these hoods, bro, they're gonna say, "Yo, well, I gotta eat. I ain't trying to hear all of that rah 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 rah." And my thing is, yo, you can't eat without causing total destruction out here. So therefore, okay, Jamel, you got to teach them how to eat. Then we got to set principles in
Yeah.
place. And I just did a video on this where, and I'm gonna give up the mic real soon. But China Brim on our last conversation, he asked you guys to come up with a plan that would help us out. So I wanted to get involved. So what I did is I said, okay, I'm gonna bring 3 things to the table so that when we talk, so as we writing out our bylaws for our culture, I want to also commit something. So here's my 3 things real quick. The first one, every young brother should have knowledge of self. Not knowledge of self, not in the 5% nation way, not in the Muslim way, because once you start to tell them they have to enter in some type of religion, that fractions off things, and then, oh, I'm Christian, I'm this, I'm that, I don't believe in that. That's not what I'm talking about, brother. I'm talking about, what are your interests? What do you like to do? Are you strong in this area? Are you weak in this
Yeah.
area? Just the normal, regular, simple knowledge of self. The second thing I would like to add is having a skill set. If we can normalize having a skill set, no matter, from 12 years old, let's say, if you in the culture, man, you in hip hop, you're African American, whatever it is, we believe you should have a skill set. You should be able to turn a screwdriver. You should be able to fix a pipe if something's leaking in your house. Okay, whatever that skill set is to bring in money. Whether you do websites, whatever it is, you write, you type, whatever it is, you should have a skill set. So you have knowledge of self. You have a skill set that you can charge others for bringing in money. And then the third, I think the last thing, and this is just my 3, is you should know about managing money. And this, when I say managing money, I'm not talking about, oh, I invest in crypto. I'm not telling you to go learn about crypto. I'm telling you to learn the basics of managing money, that you hold money, that you don't want to owe your creditors, just simple things that's going to help out you and your family. And those are my 3 to add to the bylaws of our culture. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. We're going to get to that. I want to touch up on that. Mikey, I know you wanted to say something. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, like I was saying, Happy New Year. Everybody in the chat, salute y'all for being here, for being, we all blessed to make it to a new year with everything we got going on in our communities, with this COVID and internationally. It's a blessing for us to be here, especially somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? The life that I had, all the stuff that I did in my life, just to be here, be free, and to be out here amongst y'all is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So let's not forget that. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of our friends and family, RIP to them, they ain't make it to 2022, So I just want to send my, condolences to the family members that we lost. And to the family members that we lost behind the walls. People is going in prison every day. You know what I'm saying? That's a loss. That's a loss to our families. That's a loss to our communities. So peace to them brothers and sisters that's behind the wall, and to the ones that passed. Tomorrow, while I got all y'all in here, I'm gonna say this as much as possible. Tomorrow night at 8:00, we doing Music Monday. You know, we start Music Monday tomorrow, 8 o'clock. You know, I definitely want y'all to be a part of it. Saladin, 050 the movement, China. You know, we definitely want y'all to be a part of that. So 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we start Music Mondays. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know, we put together the particulars of that. I got a few artists. You already said China. We got artists, so we can put it all together. You know what I'm saying?
All right. That sounds great.
That's dope.
That's what we got planned for tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Now, some of the things we based this on was coming into the new year. You know, we wanna switch the energy up all the time. So you know, we want to differentiate who exactly we are, followers, leaders, big homies, little homies. Tell the difference between the two, and you know, make sure everybody understands that, and you know, coming up with some new ideas and you know, bring everybody to the same page. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Educating ourselves, educating our communities, and showing true leadership. It's a lot of true leadership lacking in our communities, and we need to step up as men and show that. You know what I'm saying? Especially men like ourselves that have power, and women, not just men. Hopefully, we can get some women into the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not the only ones, especially in our communities, black communities that we come from. You know, we all black right here, or you know, Spanish to me is black too. So I don't know, you know, it's different. They got different feelings, but in our black and Latino communities, really, they're run by women mostly, for the most part. This is the fact of our lives. You know what I'm saying? The fathers outside of our families. So you know, it's a lot of these women that's big homies. They the leaders in our family. So we need them to come up and pull up and talk to these kids as well. You know what I'm saying? They talk in the house, but they need to talk on this internet as well. They need to get up here. You know what I mean? So we gotta pull some sisters in. You heard? First things first. First thing I would like to address as far as the difference between being a big homie and a leader. I want to ask the panel that. What's the difference between being a big homie and a leader? Why do we call each other big homie? Which started in the West Coast. That's a West Coast word. That's a West Coast terminology. So why is it not a leader or just big brother? Anybody on the panel can answer that.
I actually think it coincides as far as big homie and a leader. You know what I'm saying? Because if I acknowledge you as a big homie, if you bigger than me, basically you leading me. You have more knowledge than I have. Actually, that's the way I think. I don't think that you have to be anybody have to give me the right to be a leader or a big homie. It's the work that you put in actually with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel you have to be on paperwork, because I ran across brothers who then had the statue of that word behind them, but the way how they carry themselves, I acknowledge them as big homies or leaders.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like a lot of us brothers, we get it twisted when you know, especially in prison, when brothers be like, all right, you ain't my big homie, you know what I'm saying, for me to follow what you saying. But if what you saying is the right, is right, you know what I'm saying, I feel it should be respected. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays a lot of big homies ain't really homies. They just big homies with a name, but a child mentality.
That's deep.
Being honest.
Well, look, that's deep right there. Thank you for that too. Right. So I'm listening to that right there, and I'm thinking about what Mikey said in addition to what you said, right? 050, and I'm like, I agree with both of y'all. With Mikey, I agree with the fact that. And to KK's point too, I definitely agree with KK. There's no question about that. To Mikey's point about the big homie, little homie terminology, that's something that I believe we adopted from the West Coast. I do believe that kind of trickled into our way of speaking and stuff like that. I do.
Lingo.
In our lingo. Thank you, my brother, for the clarification. Thanks. So not to suggest that is a bad thing that we adopted that language, but I think by adopting just the language, it also meant that we had to also adopt other characteristics of the West Coast, right? And I spoke about this the other day about us going backwards. And what I saw in New York happening was that there seemed to be an emphasis on wanting to copycat a culture that existed in the early 70s, in the 70s, in the
Hit the link,
80s,
G.
in Compton, in Watts, in Inglewood. With all due respect to those brothers out there, but think about what happened out there in the gangbanging culture. Our people, black people in particular, black and brown bodies, we lost over 5,000 black and brown bodies as a result of gangbanging in California. 5,000 young black men lives were lost senselessly. So why would we adopt a culture in New York that would want to then now replicate a senseless culture? Now, I'm not denigrating anybody, but let's just keep it 100. Senseless gangbanging is senseless. It doesn't make sense.
CK
right?
in the building.
Doesn't make sense.
So what I'm saying with
CK in the
respect,
building.
shout it out, big bro. CK, shout it
Shout
out, big
out,
bro.
CK, send
Shout
my.
it
Hit
out,
that link,
man.
CK.
Shout it out, man. Big bro paved the way for us to even be here, to be even having this conversation.
No, that's
honestly.
not Corey King. That's CK Diamonds.
Oh, okay, that's CK
Oh,
Dime. I
okay.
thought that was Corey King. I
You
apologize.
know, he paved the way for a lot of people too. He was
That's
there.
a fact. I mean, you paved the way for those who followed in your footsteps. So I definitely want to give you your flowers. So with respect to that, to the big homie, little homie terminology, right? I think to China's point, big homies lead. They guide, they teach, they inspire, they encourage. They won't mislead individuals, meaning they won't jeopardize their livelihood, their safety, their well-being. A big homie won't put a battery in somebody's back and have them do work that they're not willing to do themselves.
Facts.
It's about uplifting. I always was taught that, growing up in East New York, Brooklyn, man, that I had leadership qualities. My father always embedded that within me. But I was a follower. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was a follower because I had this issue with me and I can admit this openly. I have no problem with that. Something happened when my father left my household. I just kind of feel like a void was missing. Like I was always looking for acceptance. And I wanted to be accepted so bad by my peers and by my elders in my hood that I was willing to do anything. I remember wanting to hang with the older dudes in my neighborhood, man. Some of the most outlandish stuff that they had me doing when I was young was crazy. But you know what, though? I did it. I survived it. But you know what happened as a result of that? This is the downside of that. I created a name for myself. But it got worse. So now I had to live up to that monster.
You have to live up to that name.
Every incident, it got worse and worse. Oh, not only
Right.
did Moshe, not only did he pick up a big cinder block and throw it on the precinct car. Yeah, yo, Mo, you did it. You official. You can't do that same act no more. Now you got to go up on the roof and do it. But you can't do it on the roof no more. Now you got to do something crazy than that. And I think what happened as my reputation got stronger and stronger, my notoriety grew. I think what happened to me is that I started trying to live up to that. And that right there I became my own worst enemy. So we got to be careful of what we're following and who we're following, because by doing that, you become a follower of ignorance. But I'm not going to hog the mic because there's a lot I know we need to speak about, man.
I have to respond to that. Okay.
Yeah, because I was about to go to the thing of, actual loyalty where he ended off at, because one of the things that actually slowed me down was, what was I actually loyal to? Was I loyal to this particular person that brought me in, right? Or am I loyal to the actual cause that we supposed to stand for? And that was the first questions when I actually started questioning myself, like, yo, hold up, this guy, I'm supposed to be with him, and I'm starting to question things like he ain't even moving right. So it came to a situation where I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna check this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna check him and be in that thing. But then as that goes on, it's like we get in this wrong sense of loyalty to where it's, damn, hold up, I'm just gonna ride with this guy, whatever. Even if he's saying wrong, even if he's saying this, I'm still gonna ride with him. So now, once that became embedded, like, you know what, I can't live like that. I got to be actual things that are immutable. That things are not going to change. That things are always going to be looked at good in people's eyes, which is good character. You know what I'm saying? Even if we're doing business, though I was doing a legal business, even if we're doing business, I'm gonna be good about it. I'm gonna be honest about it. I'm gonna have some integrity about it. Or even if I'm putting in work.
Right. Right.
Oh, he froze.
Yo,
I'm saying I ain't gonna
shout
go
out,
overboard. I ain't
shout
gonna
out
wow
real
on them.
quick to
But
G Brim. I see he pulled up to the chat. Shout out to the big bro, man. Comrade from ENY. We love you, my brother.
Bro, we love
Pull
you,
up.
G.
Peace. Yeah, he going in and out.
He going in and out. I wanna speak. I wanna go back to what Mo said, and I wanna talk on what he just said about being committed to certain things blindly. What Mo said was that he started to build a name, and I spoke to China about this before. With the elements, the environment we're from, your reputation is valuable, especially if you starting to figure out, yo, this learning thing in
and
school. This is he still talking?
Yeah,
This
he don't
learning.
realize he out. He don't. He
Oh,
must don't
he don't
realize
he
he
don't
out.
realize. Okay, this learning thing in school ain't for me. So we immediately start to act out a little bit, and guess what? We getting more attention when we act out anyway. We interrupting class, the whole class laughing, all that. We telling niggas to shut up, yo, shut. Now that's where it starts right there.
crazy.
We notice we get more attention when we acting out, and it's valuable. People start giving us their place in line. They start giving us their lunch. It's small things that we say we ain't stupid. We say, oh, if this is working like this, let me take this outside a little bit, see how far this thing could go. Next thing you know, you done built a ladder that you can't climb. That's what Moshe was talking about. You built a ladder that, yo, this thing is getting out of control. When I first started doing because the streets talk. So when I first came outside, I'm doing my little stick up thing. Streets talk. You got a getaway driver. You don't know who's pillow talking. That's number one. So somebody's pillow talking because in a matter of weeks, I'm walking through the neighborhood as if that scene in The Godfather when the people giving him fruit for free. Chicks I've been trying to smash, all of a sudden it's here, it's for you. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? But it's your reputation. The people are attracted to the nemesis, the bad guy. That's just how the story goes. And that concept has never changed till today. So going back to the other brothers, he made a comment about being loyal. A lot of times what I notice in this culture, we will be loyal to the most ignorant thing because we blame it as, yo, that's part of the culture. That's the streets, my nigga. That's the streets, my nigga. Pissing in your elevator is the streets.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why can't you be a goon who
But
get money that nobody play with, but you like, you know what? I'm going to keep my environment clean
it's a
because that's how it.
miseducated. We miseducated, man. We don't know. If you raised it personally, pardon me for coming in.
Nah, go
But
ahead.
if you raise, I'm gonna say with me, man. It took me to when I hit probably like 35 to realize a lot of the ways I think was wrong, and it was immature. If you raise, if you raise in the hood, let's say, and nobody never told you that it's wrong. It's wrong to see a pissy hallway. It's wrong, you know what I'm saying, to see dirty diapers in the thrown out the window. You already immune to that. So it's just like asking, it's just like telling a bum in the train station you stink. He immune to that smell. He don't know he stink.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
mm.
So
That's
you know,
real.
sometimes you can't fault dudes for being who they is, and they don't even acknowledge that they got issues. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Because
right.
they accustomed of being that way all their life. If you 40 years old and you're accustomed of stinking, you don't know you stink. I'm talking about mentally stink, not physically.
I got
You
you.
don't know it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and that's what I feel that's going on right now.
That's real.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Yo, that's a really, I mean, one time, I mean, shout it out to Booker, man. Shout it out, man. Shout it out to my brother.
Man, free Amin.
For those, free Amin. That's a fact. For those of us that just pulled up for the first time, please, if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so that you'll get notifications whenever we go live. We appreciate you guys being here. Happy New Year to everybody. We're here talking about leaders and followers, big homies and little homies. And to your point, I agree with you, China. Like, how do you know you stink if you've been stinking your whole life? Amin told me this one time. He said, "Yo, Mo, we can't be so hard on our people because it's." He used it to describe like a heroin addict. He said, "You when a heroin addict is getting weaned off of heroin, you have to give them methadone." He says, "But you can't give a heroin addict."
Oh wait, let's pull.
Turn that down, G, bro.
Who that?
Yo, G, put it on mute. Put on mute, G.
In China.
All right.
You can't give the heroin addict Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You have to give them the adequate and proper medicine for their sickness. So our people are being sick. We then can't diagnose them as being sick, but give them something that ultimately, will only perpetuate their sickness or make their sickness worse, right? When I spoke about being a follower and then that creating a monster, it also meant that I was blind to not only my own ignorance, but I was blind to following other ignorance as well. So I was running around following senselessness. Right? Did I know who I was? Yes, of course I knew I was Moshe, but did I truly, truly, truly understand what that meant to my family, to my community? How can I be a leader of my family when I abandoned my family? I really abandoned my family for the community, for the streets, to live the street life. I abandoned them. I left them to fend for themselves.
That's a fact.
Right? So, this ignorance, following ignorance for me meant I couldn't be a leader. But that didn't mean that people didn't follow me and my ignorance. So I was a leader. I just was leading individuals down the path of destruction. So how you gain control, to China's point, 050's point, is that at some point, and I think you mentioned this too, Jamel, there has to be a point in which now you begin to see yourself through this knowledge of self process as something more than a follower. It's not nothing wrong with being a follower. I follow Mikey. I follow KK. I follow Shaquell. I follow So B. I follow G Brim. I follow people, but what are you following them for?
Right. Facts. That's the
thing. And you can't lead. You cannot lead without following. So I don't want everyone to be, oh, you a follower, you a follower. There was no leader. There was no leader that did not follow somebody. But it's going to come down to the fact that, okay, you first knowing yourself and then knowing who you kind of leading, because whoever you leading, they're essentially, whoever you're following, essentially they're putting you in a position. They're training you. They're in corporate environment, they call it shadowing. So you're shadowing this person because why? Why are you shadowing that person? One day you will be in the position where you have to lead these people, whether you know it or not. So if you come to the jail, you following somebody, yo, I'm going to get out of here one day and you're going to have this phone, bro. So I just, I'm silently teaching you how to hold the phone down when I leave. I don't want you to disappoint me and I hear that somebody else got it. That's every walk of life.
Yo,
right.
Hold on. I don't want to cut you off, Jamel. A legend just pulled up, man.
Gee, what's up, boy?
Yo, what's
up? Listen, this is
KK.
This is G Bristle here.
Legendary G Brim.
This is the legendary G Brim right here.
Legendary.
This is the one that I followed in my neighborhood growing up. So I'm talking about you, G.
Legendary.
Listen, this is my big brother in my neighborhood right here, man.
It ain't too many people, bro, that you be able to sit and vibe with, like really, bro. I always
Always appreciated the times we was together. We was vibing. You would get on me too. Where we used to be vibing and building, and I love that, man. Because when you have brothers like that, man, you know who's your real brother.
Yo, man. Seeing
You know
G
what I'm
Brim
saying?
out here in the streets.
You know who's that, man. I just want
Um,
to salute.
Yo, why don't you
seeing
introduce yourself, man?
G.
Why don't he introduce himself to the panel, man?
Yo,
Know,
go ahead,
where
introduce
you
yourself real
from,
quick,
man?
G.
What's
I gotta
going
talk
on, man?
about you, man. I gotta talk about you, man. Go ahead, G.
I mean, I don't think I need an introduction except just for one person. I know everyone up there, excluding the one brother right there. Personally, you know, I know you guys for many years. I grew up in the penitentiary with you guys. We were boys, you know. We've all been through the similar struggles. We all, you know, I love y'all, you know, and I'm just happy to see we all out here. We all got that second chance, man, and everyone's being productive, and everyone's talking the talk, not just walking the walk.
Facts.
You
That's a
know,
fact.
I mean, excuse me, you know, vice versa. And I don't know what's up. How y'all doing? I'm amazed just by
G,
this.
bro,
How
it's
fast
amazing
y'all
to see
put
you out
this
here, bro.
together. It's crazy, man.
Yo, me
Whoa.
and G, let me tell you something, bro. Me and G, 9-7.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
when we came from the Bing, we was upstate together in jails, upstate together behind a wall.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, this is touching to see you out here, bro.
Yeah, no question, bro. No question, man. No question.
Wow.
You know, I gotta say this, man. This is so I was born in 77, man. And I'm honestly gonna say that I know G, man, from the time that I remember people in my life, man. Like from like 1983 to now.
Yeah.
You know, we were not only running around. Yeah, they go Splash talk about, yo, it's me, me, Wayne, Mikey B, G from South. Yo, he hype right now. Look, Ja Valentine hype
Yo,
right now.
Splash.
Yo, Splash right there. He all in right now. So I think you know, to put this in perspective, man. Me and G, we grew up together, man, as kids in East New York, man, and this was like my brother, you know, for real, you know. You know, we cried together, we did everything that you can imagine together, man. And you know, we went to prison. Unfortunately, he went before me, and things of that nature. And you know, he was always a wild boy. The thing is that, you know, what really inspired me with him was that I follow him to do some of the most outlandish stuff in Brooklyn. We was crazy, right? But I started hearing something happen in his life that really inspired me to start getting my life together as well. You know, he left the gang subculture, and he said to himself, shout it out, Daz Hunter. He said to himself that I wanted to start going to school. Yo, he went and graduated from college while we were incarcerated. When I heard that, yo,
Wow.
G, I ain't gonna lie, I always tell you this, right? Yo,
Yeah.
I say, when you graduated from college, I said, G Brim graduated from college? Like, you mean school? Like the school, the building, the institution of a, like, yo, I said, it's no doubt I'm going to do the same exact thing.
That's peace.
That it's no longer we kids anymore following each other around Brooklyn, running around being stupid like chickens with our heads cut off.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna follow him to greatness. And yo, Jamel, China, Mikey, no lie. The reason why I graduated from college earlier last year by Allah's mercy was because I was trying to compete with my brother.
Wow.
I was trying to compete with my brother. I did not want him. So I'm following his lead. Lead me to do great things. And he is continuously doing that. And that's the type of leadership. That's the type of being a follower I don't have a problem being. If we're here to help each other do great things, I'm following China's example. We said that the other day. The success that China has had on social media, on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I want to be able to replicate that same example because he's doing good in that area. And I'm like, yo, bro, I commend you. Mikey B, you wrote your book in jail. I said, I'm going to start my business in jail. So I'm following Mikey B's lead. Same thing with KK. We follow each other. But who are you following? Are you following ignorance? Is your quote unquote, your big homie leading you to a path of destruction? Is he leading you to a 40-man indictment to where you sitting somewhere in Wisconsin somewhere?
Wow.
You sitting somewhere in Nebraska somewhere? where nobody's taking care of your family, nobody's being able to send your family no money, because ain't nobody gonna send your family no money when you somewhere in freaking Lewisburg somewhere, or you in Marion somewhere. Nobody cares about your family to that extent. But we got to be very mindful of who we follow, man. But I pull that up, man. I apologize, man. I just
yo, G Brent, man, yo, it's amazing, bro. I had to like stop my camera, man. I don't want to see everybody see me up here being a big wuss, you heard?
Yeah, I feel
you know, I had to stop my camera, bro, because really we came up, man. Me and G, like, you know, I knew Moshe and I met him later on my bed and heard of KK and everybody. China later on in my bed. But me and G came through the ranks together. We was in the field. We started our bids together on Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? Start banging together. And, you know, that was before the separation of the sets of the nations. And when I bumped into him again, I think the first time I bumped you was 0304, right?
Yeah, Attica.
Oh, Attica 2000.
Yeah.
No, but we was together in Elmira 0304 too.
Oh,
Attica
yeah.
In 0304, when I was in I block, I was in F block, you was in G, you was in C block.
Mm-hmm.
So to see G after that as well, it was like we never left. You know, it's been my brother, and we, you know, on Rikers Island, you know, we was really crazy. We was really doing a lot of crazy stuff. G, like Moshe said, it was G Brim was just amazing. You know what I'm saying? And another big thing that Moshe said, like, you see how he said G Brim got his degree?
Yo, that's crazy.
Nah, but don't get me wrong, bro. Let me tell you something about branding. We got bad brands, you heard?
Yeah.
Like one of my partners, Skane Dollar. You know, he's a big industry. He's signing a lot of cats. He's big. He RCA Records. He started Desert Storm. When I wrote my first book and sent it home, and got it published, I had about 10 years in. And when he seen my book, he was like, it was poetry. He was like, yo, you ain't write this shit. You stole it. You know, I told him, I said, I'm changing my life. You know, I'm trying to do better, get this money and get back to doing what I was doing in the streets. He said, you ain't write this book, man. You stole it. But that was the brand that I left.
Yeah.
I didn't leave the brand in the street of a writer or a business owner. I left a brand in the street of being a gangster, of being a robber, or somebody that doesn't have the intellect to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the brands we left. So when people see us do these amazing things, they think, yo, this motherfucker's faking. That's not really him. Or I can do it. If he can do it, because I know where he came from. In the case of Moshe, he's saying, I know the depths that this guy really came from to where he's at now. And I know if he can do it, I can do it too, because I came from them same depths. You see what I'm saying? But as far as being leaders, that's another thing that we doing out here. We rebranding ourselves. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I wanted to ask you, Mikey B. I wanted to ask you about the courage to leave that brand that you spent your whole life building, and you too, G Brim, and you too, all the brothers up here. What is that courage? Like, you have to leave everything you built up over here. It's valuable. And when I say valuable, you could come back outside and somebody could throw you something on consignment off your name. Okay. Now you're going to leave a reputation, and now you're going to start a new brand to be a leader somewhere. That takes courage.
Let me tell you. All right, let me finish, Saladin. You're right. And I'm going to build on that.
Yeah, that do.
Because it all ties in together. You're right. It all ties in together. For one, when I came up here and we did this platform, we did this podcast, some of the things we thought about was what? How we're going to be viewed by the community. You know, let me tell you something. Our gangbanging feats are amazing. We can get up here on Queen's Flip. I got 67,000 views in 4 days because the worst part of my life was marketed. And this is why it's not up. But I had to rebrand myself in the community as somebody that can be a leader of the community, and you won't mind letting out another brother like Mikey B. This is why I live the way I live, so other people can get out that's like me. Homie, let me tell you something about my life. I have two murders.
Wow.
Listen to my case, bro, so you can understand the importance of this. I have 2 murders, RIP to those people. Me and Fly Ty. Fly Ty is my co-defendant. That you see on Instagram, I am Fly Ty. That's my co-defendant.
Okay,
We had
I didn't
2
know that.
murders. Our case is 2 murders and 2 attempts. 4 people. Right? During my prison time, I got 2 new charges on correctional officers. I got 2 5 flats running
I
concurrent.
remember that.
You was there for that, G. Look, I'm not using this to boast. I'm telling you my story.
No, but I remember that shit.
This is very important. This is very, very important.
Tell your story, please.
This is very, very important. During my time, I banged. I was active in the gang for 22 years. Right? I stabbed multiple people. I cut multiple people. Right? In some cases, I ordered hits. This is all my record. This is all things that they got me for in prison. Tickets for. Right? For them to let me go to prison to come to the streets, I know dudes with much less that's not home right now. It's a blessing. Not only from the state of New York, but from God.
That's right. That's right.
So understand that I'm moving the way I move out here. So the next dude like me, the next dude that was homie, that changed his life, can come out here into the community, can get a job, can help his family, can know he can make that change and be progressive.
Inshallah.
That's very, very important. That's why I walk the way I walk and the way I move, because I know it's dudes in jail with a lot less than me, with more time than me, and it's a blessing for me to be here and doing the things I do. I had COVID-19, I beat that. I got shot multiple times, I beat that. And I'm still here on earth, bro.
Hey.
So it's my responsibility to talk to these kids.
Hey. Yeah, it's your duty, bro. Like, for us to, came from where we came from and then just get a second chance to just be free, bro. You right. We definitely blessed. Know what I'm saying? Because we could have just still been in there like the millions of other men. Something I was dealing with and something I'm still dealing with is I've learned that the way we were living wasn't normal. You understand? And we've been living like that for so long, from DFY, Sparfit, Rikers Island. I for years I thought like this shit was normal, but it's not, bro. And the trauma, you understand, of just being in there, man, even if it's for one day. But then when you look at us, we're talking decades of that shit. You understand? That has to be dealt with. That's what I feel is not being dealt with, because we can look at examples of you guys here and see that a lot of us hit the ground running when we come home. We're in it. Boom, boom. We're working. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing everything that we think we're supposed to do. But one thing I think we don't do is we don't hold up. Let's deal with this trauma. We got to shake this trauma. You understand? This trauma of Rikers Island, this trauma of Attica, this trauma of Comstock. Those years, that shit was heavy, bro. And it's like, the longer I'm out here and I'm able to, shed that shit, I start to see the insanity of it, man. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of myself that we are able to come back and to show the world, like, yo, we better than them labels, man. We can ascend. Like, yeah, we've been there, done that, but we passed that. We want something better for everyone. Know what I'm saying? So who better to do it than the same guys who used to prey on the community? Now it's up to us to save it. So we are those people, and we just got to put it together, man. That's it.
Yo, shout out to everybody, man, that pulled up to the chat, that pulled up to the channel. Yeah. We appreciate y'all support. If you have not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell, man, so that you can get the notification anytime we go live. To G Brim's point, man. Shout out, my brother. How you doing, man?
Salute.
Hey, what's up,
Brody?
What's going on, big bro? What's going on, big bro? Looking good. God bless you, man. Happy
Yo,
New
we
Year
good,
to
man. How
all
you
the real
been, man?
right
Happy New
peoples,
Year to you
man.
too,
What up?
bro.
Bro, yo, China Print put on. You know what I'm saying? I heard y'all was over here. I've been listening. Conversation definitely official. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to share something, man, real quick, if that's possible with you, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Share
the
with us.
I got 16 for y'all, man. This is for all the real rights. This is for China Brim, 050, the movement, all the people. You know what I'm saying? We locked in. It go like this, man. I say, yo, it's hard to be excited anymore. Knowing love is war. Knowing life's a beat and you died and you know no more. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, I've been there before. My thoughts behind that steel door in C-74. Immature, some claim I be, but why me? Is it the fact I wear my heart on my sleeve and tend to react when I'm hurt off what I've seen? Crazy, deranged, impulsive, don't try me. But I ain't never meant no harm, but son, I got hurt. When all I ever wanted was love, they threw me in dirt. And all the loud screaming and cursing's all that I heard. Aiming at my heart like, yo, this nigga ain't worth a damn thing. Then some lie that said that I'm king. Confusing? Yeah, sometimes my brain consuming too much, so I lose touch with what I thought was real. But you won't understand me, B, because it's just how I feel. You know what I mean?
Hi, Latin, love you, nigga. Love
I love
you,
you, B.
love you, nigga.
Yo, listen.
I love
Yo,
you,
what?
B.
Yo,
Love
What
you,
up?
nigga.
we hope you can come on tomorrow,
Get-
and that's exactly why we have, you know, what the content we want to push for on Mondays, man. We looking for individuals with talent like that. You know what I'm saying? Who can come and spit like that, man. That's what we want to do, man. You know, Music Mondays is justly for that right there.
I just subscribed to the channel. I hit the notification bell and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I subscribe to the real right, you know what I'm saying, and the righteousness, you know what I'm saying? And what homie said was, we do need to work on these traumas of C-74, these traumas of the hood. You know, we are broken people who came from broken people, who raising broken people, and it's time to, you know what I'm saying, turn that all around, man, because we beautiful mother flowers, you know what I mean?
Real up.
Well, let me first of all, let me before I add on to
what's the vibe?
Hold on. Before I go on, let me shout out Disco Baller that just pulled up on the stage.
Disco Baller.
Nah. Don't shout that nigga out. Don't start him.
Brim, what's up, G
Don't
Brim?
shout that nigga out.
Yo, what's
Mr.
up,
Viral
nigga?
himself.
Mikey B, what's up? I'm just
Yo, what
soaking
up,
up
bro?
game, man. I'm listening to the OGs
What's up,
talk,
bro?
man. I like what y'all talking about, man. And you know, I'm just listening. I'm been in tune. I just had to pull up. You know, I love all y'all like brothers. Can I?
Yeah,
So we got history,
Fact.
and what y'all talk is my pain. So y'all can talk. You know what I'm saying? That's right. But I have to put my face on this because you know I got history with all y'all. So you know what I mean? I love all
Yo,
y'all.
we love you, bro. You know we love you.
Well,
I just
appreciate y'all, man. I apologize, man, real quick. I'm gonna step back into the chat, you know what I'm saying, to listen to y'all brothers. But yo, shout out to all of y'all, man. God bless you all. Happy New
bless
Year.
you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Salute,
Happy New Year,
man.
bro. Happy New Year,
salute
bro.
to you as well.
I got
I want to
Moshe.
comment on your palm. You got 050.
Nah, go ahead. He leaving out your pain.
One
Love
love.
you, man. I
Love
appreciate
you
you
too, B.
pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I thank you.
It's so salsa, you know, you gotta spread a little
Yeah,
boricua
spread a
in the
little
chat
salsa.
sometimes, you know what I mean?
We got another brother. When Latin go off, we got another brother named PNB. His name is Q Life. You know, he got a great platform as well too, man. He worked with us as well. I told him to pull up and you know and get to know y'all brothers. What up, man? You getting your hair done? You made it for us?
Hey, yo, you know what, man? At the end of the day, you know, when you hit me and said that, you know, some positive things going on and brothers is up here coming together, I was getting my hair braided and I told Shorty, listen, you know, relax for a minute. Let me get in here because this is important.
Appreciate you, bro.
You know, China, you know, I respect China Brim.
Thank you, bro.
Happy New Year's to everybody on the
Happy
platform.
New Year's, brother.
To you as well, my brother.
It's a good thing, man, when I see things like this going on. I'm from the streets too. I did my time in jail. Me and China know people that mutual friends, and we was in the streets for real, right? And what I'm noticing now is that life is just getting so crazy where even the real gangsters, we're talking about real gangsters, like there's a couple of real gangsters on here right now that was gangsters, right? But The new gangster is taking care of our kids and our priorities. You know why?
Facts.
Because the demon time motherfuckers that's still trying to be gangster is doing it the wrong way. And you don't know what's outside no more. A nigga could be going through some shit and you ain't got your gun on you, and the nigga blame, now you dead just for nothing because the nigga looked at you, or these little young individuals. And I don't want to blame it on the young kids. You know why? I'm gonna keep it real. It starts with us. We started this gangster shit. So they was following us. But we got to learn how to change this shit. We got to change this shit around because niggas is getting killed. Kids, little babies is getting killed, man. And it's sad, man. It's crazy.
Facts.
Whoa.
Yo, you know, and thank you for pulling up. And I love all this energy, man. Yo, Sko, you right. I love all y'all up here, man. This is a fact, man, because we all, with the exception of Jamel and the brother, what's your name that just pulled up? You said
Q Life, PBN Network.
Nice to meet you, my brother.
Definitely, you too, fam.
Yo, man, listen, man. I want to comment on something G said, and this is something that we're gonna eventually get to. We're gonna talk about the social before coming to prison, during prison, and after prison, the trauma that we as a people endured, because that's something that has not been addressed, but that will ultimately get addressed in some of our upcoming episodes for We Locked In. We're gonna bring that, and we're gonna actually call G Brim back on here so we can discuss that. But let me just share something with y'all real quick. Mikey broke down some of the things that he went through, and I want to say something to y'all, man, about trauma. You know, we all have real traumatic experiences, man. All y'all that's up here know me, with the exception of y'all brothers 3 Disco. All y'all know Mikey, G, KK. Y'all know I lost my mother when I was in prison. I lost my father when I was in prison. My sister got killed when I was in prison. My baby brother got killed when I was in prison.
Damn.
All of y'all was with me at some point of me losing all of these people, man. Y'all know that. I'm not talking about people who are, third cousins for. I'm talking about people who are in my own household. Are no longer here. When I came home after 22 years straight, it was by the mercy of Allah that I had a wife to take care of me, man. G, we talked about this all the time. Mikey, KK, you know we talked about Disco. Every week we going on the visit floor in the gunk, right? Rasco?
That's
right,
a fact.
Mikey?
God bless
with our
wife.
families,
That's
right?
a fact.
And y'all know that without having a wife there, bro, I probably would have lost my mind in that place, man.
Wow.
I'm just keeping it honest with you, man. I'm just keeping it honest with you. So there is some trauma that has not been addressed. This is what compelled me, man. When I spoke with KK, when I used to sit with him in the mosque, and I said, yo, KK, man, I'm telling you, when I get back to the streets, bro, I'm going to be nothing but the best part of myself so our people can see that, man.
That's real.
I'm going to be the best husband that I could possibly be, even though I never knew what being a husband was about. I never was a husband before. I never knew what taking care of a household was about because I never was a responsible man in my own home. I abandoned my own home, man, to go to the streets, man.
Right.
That's the part. I abandoned it, ended up in a jail cell, sitting in a cell crying. Yeah, me crying.
Right.
So I could get out of that cell. I want to go home. I don't want to be here. I cried with G. G, how many times we cried together when I came to you in the rec pen? I used to come to G pen in the rec pen like this, police bringing me in the pen.
KK.
I'm like, yo, bring me to
Mikey
his
that
cell.
nigga
Bring me to
dead
his
serious.
pen.
Him and this
Crying.
nigga G is
Disco,
mad emotional niggas too.
Yo,
Him and G Brim emotional.
Yo, Scope.
I am too, but them motherfuckers is passionate. That's how they became legendary.
Them niggas is 12 for
legendary
them.
passion.
Yo,
That's
bro,
a fact.
crying ain't the word. So we got some pain, man. My wife always say this. You always crying. Sco, how many times me and you get in the fight? You come to my cell, I'm start crying. Yo, son,
Word.
I'm telling you, I love you.
Word to mama, B.
Yo,
that's real shit. That's real shit.
You know.
Hey, yo, China. This man, the nigga just, yo, I love you, man. I'm telling you, these niggas crazy.
No, but you know what? I want to piggyback off what he's saying, right? Because what he's saying is so true. Like, we all got some type of pain or trauma that, and mine's is similar. Mine's is, I was born in jail, right? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the first person I ever heard that from.
You say you mean like your mother gave birth to you while you was locked up?
Yeah. I was born in a prison in Jersey, in New Jersey, right? So she probably came home from prison when I was about 1, right? And when she came home, a couple of years later, she was a drug dealer, big time drug dealer, and then she started using the drug, and she died from too much liquor and the drugs. She passed away when I was 4. So my trauma is, you know, no mother, then no father, right? And then I grew up in the neighborhood where I had to go to the streets because the lady that adopted me, she died while I was in jail doing my 6 years on Rikers Island and Kawasaki and all that. So that's my drama of like, it was just like, all right, I already don't got no moms. I don't know my pops. So then when I go to jail, the lady that's supposed to be my mom, she dies while I'm in jail. You know what I'm saying? So it hurt me so bad that it was just like I was in jail wailing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in Kawasaki wailing out. And then after a while, I had to calm down and I said, yo, I'm going to go home soon. So when I came home, I was still institutionalized. I was still on some shit like, you know, I'm mad that none of my people was around. A lot of my homies died. And I was still in the streets a little bit. And then I started doing the music thing with Shay Davis and the OTF shit. And then I just realized, I said, you know what, I got to change my life around. I got kids now. You know, all my peoples is dying. And it just really made me have a different outlook on life, period. Because I was like you said, you know what I'm saying? When you locked up, I was emotional too. That's why I was feeling what you were saying, because I'm a very emotional dude too. And I cried a lot. And there was a female that I used to be with. I used to cry. Like one day I was looking out the window in Brooklyn. I was looking across the street. There was a church across the street. So everything that I was going through in my life, I lost my car, I lost my job because of the pandemic, and I started looking out the window across the street to the church, and I started crying. She was like, "Why are you crying for?" I said, "Because I'm just tired of this shit. I'm tired of the bullshit." You know what I'm saying? I went across the street to that church and I asked them for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not saying that that don't mean I'm no punk. That don't mean I'm gonna let somebody punk. You know what I mean? I'm still me, but at the end of the day, there's just a different spiritual part of me that makes me want to change my life around and try to teach these kids. That's why I came up with Positive Beats Negative. So I just want to let you know I was definitely feeling what you were saying. And to all the brothers on here, man, keep doing what y'all doing. Let's stay positive for the new year. Not even just for the new year, for us, for our family, and just do the right thing. That don't mean we suckers because we doing the right thing. Because ain't nobody no sucker up here. And I can tell. I can feel the aura, the vibe. I know what it's about right now. But everybody's just trying to do the right thing, man. And that's what counts, man.
Appreciate you, bro. 100. Happy New Year.
No
Hey,
question.
yo, let me
that's
say
powerful, my
something.
brother,
Yo,
man.
can I
Word,
address?
man.
Yeah, I would like to address people on this panel, man. I would really, because this is y'all platform, so I came up here. You know what I'm saying? As I told you, I was soaking up game. Me personally, I know, like I said, everybody know I know them. I want to give all y'all, I want to give Mikey B, KK, G Brim, they flowers, man. You know what I'm saying? And Moshe. Because, you know, I know these brothers like deeply, and I know these honorable brothers. If they could change the course of something, anybody mindset, young niggas, old niggas, it's old fools too. We've been around these
Yes.
niggas.
Oh,
Trust me,
hell
some
yeah.
young, old ass niggas, bro.
Right.
And
Hell
it's
yeah.
these brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? They emotional, but what they smart, they intellect. Y'all intellectual brothers. KK and them, Mikey B, Moshe G Brim, this is what they do. Like this, like I said, they got college degrees in there. They got fucking like law degrees and everything. Like, so this platform definitely good, and we're gonna definitely have people tuning into this shit right here because, you know what I'm saying, minus the bullshit, they gonna really get niggas' mind right. If you gonna get in position, if you get your mind right and wanna do for the community, whatever they got agenda they pushing, then it's gonna be real right. And I ain't meaning in no motherfucking gang form because I know these brothers. Like I said, Mikey B, passionate. He gonna go hard and do what he do. Moshe, G Brim, KK, same thing. Like I said, I love y'all brothers. I'm under y'all. Y'all my big homies. Y'all my inspiration. So y'all the niggas that all one time or another got super mad at me. Sit the fuck your little ass down, man. You do too much. And I'm like, because I know, G Brim know. We done been through wars together, boy. You know I love you, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no question.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love you, B.
So, you know, at the end of the day, man, like I say, I know these brothers that they vulnerables and they still warriors. I remember when KK first came through in 9-6, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember this thing. Mikey B, that's like a brother. He runs with everything in my DNA and when I bang through jail and everything. Even his peoples, his Cody, oh, that's family. So, like I said, in honor to what I want to say, I'm giving these niggas they flowers. And at the end of the day, I respect all y'all, nigga. I always did it. You know that. And y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, niggas got to tune in. Real niggas, y'all don't got no flaws. And that's what's going to be. The rest of these niggas, they just gossiping, man. They on some other shit. We going to get this shit right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been seeing. Yeah.
That's all I
Yo,
want to
it's
say.
so
Bro.
crazy. I wanted to bring that up
And
quick
China,
fast.
hold on,
It's so crazy.
excuse me,
Go
hold
ahead,
on,
go ahead,
hold
go
on.
ahead, go ahead,
Let me
nigga.
get my little partner
I'm
slide
on
right
my
here.
dean right now, so I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead,
Hold on,
Disco.
I want to get my
So I want
partner.
to answer that question.
Yeah,
from
we're gonna answer that question, G. We're gonna answer that.
I want to shout China out too. And I said China walked the same walk we walked. Just because I ain't shout him out just now, I just haven't been with him. But that's the bro, and I love him, and he validated. Like I said, other than that, the niggas I'm talking about, I got super history with. So like I said, I want to shout out China Brim too. 050. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a boomerang.
Go ahead, bro. I'm good. Shout it out too, brother.
Make sure
it's
China,
crazy.
before you go, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, man, hit the
That's
like
right.
button, hit that
Hit the
notification
subscribe
bell.
buttons.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Pardon me, 050. Go ahead, bro.
Now, I wanted to say this, man. I'm starting to see on the other people podcasts who watch us. There's people who watching us because 2 podcasters within a week, you know what I'm saying, they made videos of us if y'all paying attention.
Yeah, I
With
seen
our
one.
names. You know what I'm saying? And one of the guys, which I was surprised, he saying, China, why is you over there helping them out on their page? You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm like, why would he even come on his podcast and even worry about me helping y'all? You know what I'm saying? Or just bringing that up. Now I see how fast the devil worked. You know what I'm saying? He's basically he was saying, China, worry about your platform because they platform might overshine y'all. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be an honor of me if your numbers get bigger than my numbers.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest.
Well, let me say.
Let me tell you something.
All right,
we know it ain't about
But you
numbers.
see what I'm telling, but you see what I'm talking about, right?
I'm glad you said that though, China.
Did you see somebody video saying that?
I did
Like
not
there's a
see that.
couple
I
videos.
didn't see it.
I'll be looking around. I didn't see that.
Yo,
Oh,
but that's
you see the KK?
But that's the same way. But that's the same way all of us been involved with this. That's the same way of when we come to another hood when we was incarcerated and niggas try to hit us with that set tripping 1090 shit. And we shut it down right from the door. So that's like the same type of scenario. You understand? I can tell you the countless times of you get off the bus, you come to a hood, yo, homie, yo, X1. Listen, that's a dub. We ain't
yo, G,
trying
yo, you hear me, China?
Yeah.
A lot of my guys, right?
Yeah.
They up. They millionaires. You heard? They millionaires. You think they came home and said, yo, let's not help Mikey B get up and get millions too? It's millions. It's views for everybody. It's money for everybody, dummies.
Facts.
They
But
so stupid.
But my
in my
thing is
mind,
this.
in
This
my
is what I'm
mind,
saying. Let me say
I'm
this.
thinking
Let
like,
me
yo,
say this.
why
These
would
dudes are
he?
so
This is what I'm saying.
stupid. Like, there's only
Listen,
viewers.
this
There's only
platform.
enough viewers to view
Yo,
one
this is what I'm saying,
platform.
Mikey B. Listen,
They can come
this
view everybody's
platform,
dummies.
this platform is to connect real niggas. It's different
Yeah.
agendas niggas is pushing. This is what I'm. Hold on. This is what I
bro.
want to say. Y'all niggas is. I want to tell the peoples.
That's
Y'all
right, Sco.
pushing agenda, meaning these niggas is using this platform to connect with people that's really trying to really do right in life. And it ain't about to be gang. It's gonna be young niggas and everything because they got connections. Meaning, if you want to write books, they could put you in the publishing world, music world. These guys right here is solid. It ain't about motherfucking nobody outshining nobody. We niggas connecting the dots and gonna help motherfuckers because they connected. That's it, bro. I don't know what niggas be dick riding.
That's what goes on in the community.
Let me quick you like pardon me, my brother. G Brim just said it, and this is a perfect segment for. I didn't hear it though, 050, but I'm gonna tell you something, bro.
Sugar Pop, pull up. We need some women. We need some women in the
Please,
chat.
man, where the sisters at, man? We need a sister's
Where the
perspective
sisters
because we love y'all to death,
It's
man.
so
We
much
want y'all
better
to
when we
basically say what
all,
y'all got.
I get it. Hold on. I'm trying to bring up a couple of sisters, but they probably a little.
But hold on, before you leave, 050, because we're not going nowhere. Inshallah.
Nah. I'm gonna do it off my phone.
I want to tell you this, and I'm gonna respond to G Brim, and then I know Q wanted to say something, and KK, prompt me, y'all. First of all, me, Mikey B, and KK, we appreciate and we value the fact that you are not an insecure, weak individual. You understood that there are individuals who have a platform, and you allowed us the opportunity to basically come on your platform, and we truly appreciate. You know what, bro? You ain't even have to do that, but you did it. and we appreciate that.
And I
You
got,
don't
I'm
feel
gonna be
threatened by
honest.
it.
I got
You don't.
a lot of
You don't
ridicule.
do it. I
you
seen
are.
Zig Zag do it just to shout them bros out.
We
They help
truly
dudes
value
out.
that, right? But to G Brim's point,
I don't know why.
this is the
It just
same
probably 'cause who
topic
I-
of little homie, big homie, leaders and followers, right? Bro, leaders are gonna lead and followers are gonna follow.
That's
Whatever
right.
other,
That's it,
this
bro.
is why I didn't even
That's
pay
it.
no attention, because whatever other individuals is doing, it don't even matter. Because you know why? In the end, everything is just gonna fall in place as long as we continue to keep moving forward.
That's
As
right.
long as we continue to keep leading and doing the right thing, uplifting, guiding, teaching, elevating, inspiring, motivating.
Right.
Nobody can take that from you. There's always going to be those individuals around going to throw their little nits, bits, or whatever the case. Stay on the sideline. I know one thing, and I know this, and I'm not going to get into the whole war story thing. You would have never pulled up to the hood talk about all that.
Let's get to that. Let's get to that.
You gonna
That's
fall
what
right
we're
in line.
talking about.
So,
Yeah, you wouldn't have said
China.
that. Yeah, you wouldn't even said that shit.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
it
Yo,
felt
so
right in
I want
line,
to say
man.
something. So, you know, what I wanted to say, pardon me, man, is that China is the one that he don't just, he did this for me too. He done brought me on his platform, you know, and showed me love and shit like that. So this is what niggas do. But see, whatever, I don't know who y'all talking about, whoever said what they said, but at the end of the day, you know, that just comes from what's going on in society today and in our neighborhoods and communities. You know what I'm saying? Like hate or don't want to see another brother shine. First
Yeah,
of
it's
all,
ugly, bro.
first of all, this is how it's supposed to be. It don't matter if, so it don't matter if, all right, let's say China Brim got 1 million followers, right? I got only 500,000. You got 2 million, and we
work
all
together.
still in that
Work
range,
together.
and we come together and we all
Right.
eat. It's money out here for everybody. But see, it's not just about see me.
Brothers
I'm
don't
not
want to
doing it
see
for the
it.
money.
Brothers don't want that.
They
They
literally
don't want
make
that.
money every day. They
don't want
money.
that.
And really,
They
I'm not
make
even
it.
doing it for money. I'm
It
not
does
doing
grow
it for
on
money.
trees,
I
right?
really do this because I really want to change the community and what's going on. If I make money from it, okay. But at the end of the day, this ain't, before I started doing podcasts, I was doing something. I was making my own money to pay my bills. So that's not what it's about. And that's what people got to start realizing too. When you're really passionate about something and you're doing it, yeah, don't get me wrong. We got to pay bills. We got to keep the lights on. Of course, we want to get money from it. But why can't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 get money? Why niggas always got to think that it's only one leader or one, you know what I'm saying? We could all be leaders. We all could be leaders. Because when I looked on his page, when he sent me this page, I'm like, who is this? And then I said, okay, boom, let's go. I don't care. It don't matter. It don't matter. We all can get money.
Yo, hit that
That's it.
subscribe button, hit that like button.
Straight
KK,
up.
I know we want to answer this question. How did New York streets descend from 5 guards to gangbangers? But KK wanted to say something, and then G Brim wanted to answer this question. Then
okay.
Kind of add on to that. Go ahead, KK. I apologize.
We gonna go right to that because
I wanted some of that too.
I was having bad connections and all that. It's storming. It's storming down here in Georgia right now.
Yo, hold on. Even when it's
Go
not
ahead.
storming, you got technical issues, KK. Come on,
bro. Yo, I mean, listen.
Yo, so G, you want to answer this question? How did New York streets descend from 5, the Nation of Gods and Earths to gangbangers? And this is coming from On Time. This is the second time asking the question.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you, G.
Okay.
You can go around.
Well, if you go into East Coast history, because we do have a history, irregardless of what anyone else says, there are a lot of 5%ers, Soul B being one of the main ones, who
Shaquell,
yeah, who came to the United Blood Nation, right? Shabazz, right? Why? Well, in my personal opinion, at this time in the 90s, blacks couldn't live on Rikers Island. We're gonna tell it like it was. You know,
I don't fully agree with that.
Hold up. Let me just say what I'm saying. Hold on.
Go ahead, though, G.
So, when they say descend, I wouldn't say descend because descend is to go downward. You know what I'm saying? When we came to the East Coast, when United Blood Nation came to the East Coast, it was salvation for a lot of black men on Rikers Island who were being oppressed. Okay, who were tired of the oppression. However, irregardless of how much you bang, you couldn't beat a whole nation you couldn't beat a whole army. You understand? So you were left on your own. So now when, you know, people say what they want to say about Mac, but when he came over and he did what he did, niggas flocked to it. It wasn't a coincidence that it spread it like wildfire the way it did. It had to be something there. It had to be something that sparked just that type of recruitment, that type of hold up. We weren't here one day and now we're here. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, bro. I see it as it's not disrespectful, but for you to say how did we descend from being guard bodies to gangbangers, yeah, that's disrespectful, bro. Because when you were blood in the 90s on Rikers Island, anyone could roll call. Okay? Anyone.
That could be anyone.
If you were black, and you were oppressed, somebody did something to you. Yo, nobody when I touch nobody black in here unless you talk to us first. Well, we don't give a fuck who you is. Right. And what it did to me, I've never seen black people unify like that. That's what I looked at. Like I've never had no one care about me like the way Blood did. That I've never had that. So for them to say they only see, as we were talking about the stereotypes, they only the majority of people only know what they hear or what someone told them about us, but they never know about how you gave me your blanket because I was cold that night. You understand? How I ain't have no food and you gave me your last peanut butter and jelly. So nah, we ain't descend of gangbangers. We
ain't have no family come in.
We were criminals.
That subscribe
we
button,
were criminals.
Hit that like button as well.
Yeah, we were criminals that wind up gangbanging, and then we transcended all that, and we here now. So what's up?
Let me just
I like that. I just want to touch on something real quick, man.
Go ahead.
It's just showing that particular love, because that's something that I actually did. Even though I had good family support, I kind of push my family to the side, and because of what Blood did for me. And some of them used to be mad as hell at me. Yo, what? You choosing them over? That's, to me, that's what it was. I mean, because when I first initially came in, if like those remember, I had a bullet in my head, had a scar going around the top of my, I was finished. I was still trying to fight, but in the physical sense, I couldn't do nothing. And there was homies that actually came there to help me when dudes ran in my locker. I was going to mental health and sick call every day when I came from the hospital, bro. They put a shower cap on my head and sent me from Kings County Neuro Center right to the 4 building. You know what I'm saying? At the height of, just when certain adolescents, it was only a handful of adolescents that turned blood though. And then in summer 96. But landing right into that, twisted. You know what I'm saying? And it was them that actually came to my aid. And I actually looked for that. But there's so many stories. There was a little homie, he didn't have no family. His mother died. He didn't have no way to pay for a funeral or nothing. And homies came to his aid to make sure he had money to pay for his mother's funeral.
This ain't, I'm not.
Things like that where a lot of lives was touched. But on the flip side, now that same particular thing could be done, because a lot of times people just be looking for a family to be a part of, because theirs be broken. I mean, a lot of the homies was coming from broken families, and it was like we was everything to them.
Yeah,
he was everything to them, man. That love need to be shown, though.
Yo, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, please, man. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, so you can get the notification anytime that we go live. Mikey, go ahead, answer. I'm gonna go after you, Mikey. Go ahead.
All right. For one, it was a little bit of homies. So descending from one to another, it was a little bit of guards. It was a lot of guards. It was a lot of guards upstate when I was upstate. I turned blood after I did a whole bid. I went upstate. I seen what was going on. I held down Webb. I held down Amin. I held down a lot of other homies I never knew. Just young guys that was coming through that needed support. And we supported them. That was in 94, 95 to 96. When I came back in 97, 98, 97 is when I turned blood. The end of 96, beginning of 97 is when I turned blood. That's when I started banging officially. They saluted me before I even turned blood. They accepted me as a homie.
Of course, Mikey, you had to be recruited, bro. You know
Mikey
that.
B, we don't care your blood.
You had to
Mikey
be
B, blood. Your name is, you got the B already.
Yeah, you had to already have it. Yeah.
And let me just tell you an instance. This is 1998. This January. Me and a non-trade homie, I was GKB at the time. Me and a non-trade homie, Jamaican named Bronco. Yo, so salute Bronco. We were the only Bloods in the house at this time in 1998 in HDM in one block. We was in there with Fat Kev from Queens, my bro. Shout out to Fat Kev. I love Fat Kev. That's my bro. Also all my other bros from Brooklyn, Fly Tie, R.I.P. Fort Greene, y'all already know. They was in my house. Poison was in my house. Harvell, who we call Frank White. All my bros, Diesel from Brooklyn, you know, Red Hook Marcy. They were all in my house, and some shit that popped off we had Latin Kings and Netas in the house as well. When it popped off, all of them rode out with us. All of them went with us automatically. We didn't have to ask them or nothing because they held us down. That's how it was then. It wasn't a separation between us and a lot of the peoples that was in prison at the time that were neutral, because we were all one as people. We already knew the struggle because a lot of us came back to prison. We already knew the struggle that guys were going through with these gang guys. So we was on them. It was no problem. I mean, they was going with us.
It's just the quality of us. It was
They
just
was
more
going
so
automatic. It wasn't even a question, or it wasn't a question or anything. They already knew how dudes was giving it up. So we was on them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no so like G Brim said, I don't think it was a decent. Somebody just came in. I don't think it was a decent at that time. Let's go back. I don't think it was a decent at that time because that time we was more of a revolutionary mindset. It was more for the peoples. I mean, can I say it was gangbanging at that time? Of course it was gangbanging at that time. I can't.
Yeah, it was gangbanging.
But as far as if you was going by the letter of the law and rules at that time, then it really wasn't. Of course, it was a gang.
Disco,
so
mute yourself. Disco, mute yourself. Disco.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mikey. I mean, he's trying to get back in, but he's having some
technical difficulties.
Take him out so he don't mess up the chat.
Yeah, you gotta take him out and bring him when he come back in.
Take him out. I'll bring him back in. But so that's very important to know that it wasn't just, especially at those times. Especially at those times, we were more so on a revolutionary mindset. Really, the most stuff that I did back then was really against COs and shit like that. They was violating and we was going in on them heavy. G, you already know. We was going heavy. I mean,
yeah, I remember that.
It's a blessing that I only caught two new charges. I mean, like I said, legendary work. I don't want to brag about it. It's not a brag. It's, I try to lead different. I try to lead brothers out of destruction and, messing up their lives and doing certain things. But at that time, it was a lot of violence going on. It was, it was a lot of different people.
Let me add to that. Y'all added some key points, man. And this goes back to leaders and followers, man. And to G Brim's point, let me address that first, right? And let me answer On Time's question, right? So in New York, there was the Nation of Gods and Earths. They were considered to be like the enlighteners of our communities, the poor righteous teachers. All right, but not all of them. Let's just keep it honest. We're going to keep it all the way honest. Not all of them were willing to confront this form of oppression that was there at the time that was going on.
Yeah. Now, what it is,
now,
man.
in all fairness, I'm gonna, let's keep it 100. The Latin Kings themselves felt like at one point they were being oppressed too, and this is why they rose up as a nation, because they felt like they were not being heard, that blacks were predominantly in prison, and that the blacks themselves were basically oppressing them. So they rose up under that premise as well. So I just want to keep it all fair, but let's just keep it 100. It was many members from the Nation of Gods and Earths. Yo, that's right, Fly Tie, man. That's my brother, Mr. Quinones. Mr. Quinones, that's my boy. I miss him so much. Oh man, that hurts, man. So, so it was many of them who didn't want to fight and confront these racist gangs. But it was individuals like Soul B, like Shaquell, these individuals who were considered to be like renegades in the Nation of Gods and Earths, because they, although they had knowledge of self, they didn't always adhere to the way of life from the culture. So they kind of gravitated towards the way of life, the Damu way of life, because that Damu way of life required for them to put in work that the Nation of Gods and Earths frowned upon, because they were supposed to be rising above that type of mentality. Like, listen, You know, we not the 85ers, we not the Bill Powers, we not the, you know what I'm saying, we not the 10%. We are the 5% nation, So their behavior was more in alignment with being refined. They looked down upon individuals cutting and stabbing and stuff. So it was homies that came from the nation that didn't always feel that way. These dudes was like, listen, these dudes is violent, we tearing their heads off. And some of these individuals taught us a different type of teachings. So when we learned about brotherly love, overriding oppression, destruction, those who came from the nations of gods on earth taught us much of what they knew from their.
That's how we know all that shit.
And that's how we were able to develop this revolutionary mind, this love for black culture.
The gods taught a lot of us. The gods built, they taught us.
The gods did everything to help us get that level of understanding of who we were, right? As we read more, we began to look at our conditions of confinement. We began to
Fat
see.
Kev, what up? Hit that link, Fat Kev.
Hit that link, Fat Kev.
That's my boy right there, Fat Kev.
So as we were able to look at our conditions externally, we was reading information about the Panthers, about what was happening with slavery, what was happening here, and we was able to correlate the past with the present. And this is
that's why we go hard against the police.
This is why we went so hard against the police.
Yeah, this is when you found out it was crazy.
And now we were standing there. So to On Time's point, it wasn't about descending, because when you walked into a place, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a story, man. I could tell you some serious stories about the Don moves really empowering black people, man. For real. I remember coming in.
Kevin put a new charge for two homies when we had a situation in HDM.
Listen, let me tell you something, man. It's one thing to feel like you're incarcerated, you don't have a family, you are emasculated, meaning you're feeling weaker than you should, but then you get around people who empower you. I remember going to a house, man. We went to 4 Upper. It was mad Spanish dudes. I remember it just being 2 people with me. And we walk into the house like, yo, look, man. You know when we get there, right? It's literally like majority Latin dudes there. They're going to really be talking about dudes got to only be on the phone for 6 minutes and all that type of stuff. We not tolerating that. I remember feeling like you don't even know people's name, but you empowering individuals just off of the fact that y'all black. Y'all not going to accept being mistreated. Y'all not going to accept individuals mistreating you for no way, shape, form, and fashion. Police, not only for gangs, but the police. I remember individuals being scared to death of the police.
Yeah.
And the homies taking a stand against the police. Letting the police know if you do anything to that black man there, we shutting this whole building down.
That's a fact.
I don't think that there was any other group that did that. So I don't understand the descend part. I think that there was individuals who were homies who still kept their level of intellect up there, but there was some who descended in terms of their behavior. Some individuals start doing behavior that was immoral.
Moshe, it was a war going on,
and it was a war.
Joined up. Dudes see that dudes had some real heart, and they had a new movement coming in to fight that war, and that's why a lot of dudes joined up. Because you got to remember, after the war, you got to remember Jamaicans, you had Lions, you had a Jamaican set. I'm not gonna go into all that, but after the war was complete and dudes started bringing ex-Latin King and Netas into the mix, they left. After the war was complete, they left. Remember that. In the second generation, after we actually won the war and dudes started getting their flowers and getting their sets and getting everything, a lot of dudes left because they said, yo, hold up. You letting the same guys in we was warring with. What are y'all doing? Right or wrong? Facts or not?
Nah, you're right.
So dudes left. Dudes left just due to that fact alone, that the war was over and that dudes started embracing dudes that they were actually going to war with, that they knew the names of.
Yeah, and so I don't agree. And thank you On Time for your question. The brother said he's from out west. He love us, and we love you back, bro. You know,
we love y'all back.
And you got to forgive us for, you know, we get real passionate about this stuff like that, you know, because we've been in the mix. All of us have experiences and stuff like that. And no disrespect. So, you know, I never had, after Auburn, all you brothers know who know me, G, you know, after Auburn, I didn't have a life. I mean, I did anything before Auburn 2003, Moshe didn't have a life. I didn't put no work in, you know, just so you know. It's like Auburn defined me, right? I hated it because it was like a gift and a curse, right? Everybody started recognizing me for it. And then like You know, nothing me and G Brim did in 88. Me and G Brim could have did something in 88. It didn't matter, right, G?
That was all about that Auburn.
It was all about Auburn 2003, right? I was like, all right,
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
right? So my point is this, though, right? I remember Black people being empowered when Bloods came around. And this is what individuals don't understand. Blacks feel emasculated. They feel weak when they see the homies today because they like, damn, look at these homies.
Yeah, bro.
I remember when you came around, you made people feel good to be Black. You gave people Black pride, and Black homies didn't just give you a scalpel or a rug. Some homies just came around you and gave you a book to read and told you to appreciate who you are. Yo, what's going on? What's your name, man? Yo, here goes some food. Here goes some books.
Hey, get on that phone right
in here
there, because you can touch any one of
those. For your beliefs. I remember homies caught new charges for people that they didn't even know. I know homies who shut down draft buses. I know homies who did everything because the police was violating Black people. So the notion somehow that, you know, we descended, no. In fact, we help individuals get a better understanding of why they should fight back against their rights, why they should know the law, why they should go to the courtroom and defend themselves in courtroom. It was the homies who held classes on galleries that taught individuals their legal rights, that taught individuals it was homies that helped dudes beat their cases. You know, so I think the notion somehow that, you know, we descended, no, we descended when we began to allow for immorality to run amok. That's when you descend. But as long as you're no longer righteous is when you start doing fake and wrong stuff. As long as you standing up for what's real, you standing up for what's right, you being a righteous, you holding yourself to account. Remember, on the East Coast, we said we was riding the 5. That's no different than individuals saying that we was the 5%. There's no different. What's the difference between saying, yo, I'm riding the 5 or I'm of the 5%? There was no difference. Individuals saying Black love overcome our depression. Brotherly love override oppression, destruction. Black Liberation Organization of Defense. Any way you try, brothers led out of darkness. Any way you try.
Hey, yo, that was my favorite one. Black Liberation Organization of Defense. That was my favorite one.
And you had individuals who were doing everything in their power to try to implement some of these. It's nothing negative about a Black revolutionary, intelligent, militant soldier. It's the way you it's the way you define that. It's the way your actions reflect that. So individuals' actions were reflecting something that was contrary to the way of life. If you started sneaking up in the cells with some other cats, some dudes was doing stuff that was out of whack. Some dudes started doing stuff that took them far away from living as righteous examples of, because he said, I asked that question for a reason.
I wanted to say that to that question too.
Is the clear distinction from New York and West Coast streets.
Yeah,
that is true.
There was this discussion because a lot of the homies on West Coast Street, they didn't claim the 5. They were just their street in their neighborhood. Remember, the breakdown in the 5 was something totally different. Remember, T. Rogers had brought that over there to them with the UBN. So a lot of the streets, a lot of the blood sets in the streets weren't getting that particular aspect.
Yeah, but KK, you're on time. You're right. But we were those of us, with all due respect to New York, we were misled. And again, you had not everybody. Some of us in our generation, we were only living a way of life based on how it was given to us. I told you the other day, if Matt could have called us Daffy Duck and Minnie Mouse, and we'd have been Daffy Duck and Minnie Mouse. It didn't matter what the name of us were. It was the fact that we was fighting against oppression at that time. So it didn't matter what the name was.
That was the link. A lot of people didn't realize just how that link was, because even though, like, some may say, oh, we started things off, it said actually we was a part of the best of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
by actually adopting the 5, we actually took that and made it even bigger, because a lot of the Bloods on the West Coast didn't have a concept of that. A lot of them did. I would just remember they just associated that with some jail stuff with dudes, but we over here actually expanded. Actually, that's what made it so big. Us actually expanded it into the streets and into everything else. Where people talking about we riding the 5, we riding the 5. They didn't have no idea that. I met mad homies on the West Coast is like they didn't bang the 5, they were just blood.
Yo, and technically they're right. But see, you got to understand, for us individuals out here, without saying names, because individuals knew that they were misled, individuals did everything in their power to try to reconnect with not only out West, but also reconnect with Chicago. Now, I don't know why individuals went and reconnected with Chicago, but that's where the more clarification came from in regards to love, peace, truth, freedom, and justice.
Yeah, rest in peace. I gotta say rest in peace to T. Rogers too, bro.
Absolutely rest in, to the elder. you know, to the elder. But the point was that
He did
individuals
so
were
much.
trying
Like
to,
he brought that from there to LA. He brought a
yeah,
lot of that
you know,
concept from there
he
to
brought
LA.
that to you know, from the whole El Rukin Nation and everything like that. But for those of us out here, we only was focused on, you know, teaching ourselves, educating ourselves, fighting against a external enemy, and we was doing everything in our power to try to overcome that external enemy, which unfortunately for us was the Latin Kings and Nietas. Not to take anything away from them, but there was a lot of stuff going on that was just inappropriate, and the individual said we was going to fight against that. So it didn't matter that the name was Bloods. I think that's one of the gift and curses of East Coast history is that Matt gave a name that already existed, and then now this gave an opportunity for the brothers out west to ridicule it, because then they can then say, yo, that's not our culture. Who gave them authorization to do that? And you know what? Technically, they're right? Who gave individuals the authorization to live that type of lifestyle? But individuals didn't know that because we were young. We were young in that case. And the only thing that we were doing was being told that if your blood is to fight against oppression. It didn't say if your blood, you're going to do a drive-by in Watts. You from Grape Street, you're going to go do a drive-by in Nicholson Gardens. We didn't have knowledge of that type. It wasn't that deep. So it wasn't like individuals were internalizing this culture and disrespecting brothers from out west. Quite frankly, if you the first time I heard from it was in 1995. I'm on the island, and Malik, aka Bed-Stuy, told me, yo, Moshe, you blood. I didn't know nothing about that. I'm banging with the homie only because it's wrong happening around us. We're not allowing black dudes to be mistreated while we in the house. I wasn't blood at the time, but like Mikey B, I'm banging with the homie. Ill Will was there, you know what I'm saying, from the Bronx. I mean, we was all in the crib together.
Billy, that's my dude.
That's my son. So we was all in the crib.
Ill Will G?
What's up with him?
Well, I don't even know what's up with Ill Will. But my point to this,
was
y'all,
Billy.
My point is this, that we didn't have the first time I heard about Bloods, I thought he was talking about like Bloods and Crips from the movie Colors. I was like, I can never see myself doing that. But he was talking about, he said, yo, Mo, it's something different. He began to sit me down and he began to show me what was going on in the house. The adult dude was SPA. You remember the adult dudes used to come from adults in the adolescent houses and try in Mod 5 and try to help regulate the house. But he had most of the Spanish dudes using the phone late at night. So like around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, no black dudes could get on the phone. So Malik used to be like, yo, Moshe, you see this? This is what blood is. We got to stand up against this. Do you see wrong in that? I'm like, yo, why no black dudes getting on the phone? He said, this is why we have to take a stand against this. So he was teaching me the essence of what blood was from an East Coast perspective. Not this stuff about, what's happening with all due respect, brothers doing drive-bys. We had no knowledge of that.
Yeah,
so
we don't know nothing about that.
I didn't know nothing about that. So when we were standing up for something totally different. And I just think that it's always a gift and a curse that come to us because we're always going to be associated with individuals that was doing drive-bys and we wasn't living that lifestyle. I mean, at least I'm not.
Now, hold on. I want to say something.
We was doing things a lot different, quite frankly.
Yeah, being that you said that, just from a different, from just looking at it from a different perspective, you don't think that broadened a lot of guys' mind of what they stood for, actually connecting to a bigger movement, connecting to something that's bigger than themselves? Because a lot of times, like how they stereotype us, they were stereotyped out there too. We just say, oh, drive-by, like, nah, it wasn't just about that.
Yeah, that's a good.
You know what I'm saying? Like they were protecting their neighborhood. They were really protecting their.
Yeah, like that's all they doing out there is drive-bys
in their neighborhood. Hence, why you had to do a drive-by. You couldn't just come through. You couldn't just come through the neighborhoods. That's kind of on for their defense. That's kind of where they, you know what I'm saying, where they stood at, like, doing some of the things that we weren't connected to, because it almost like takes you to a broader sense, connecting to a bigger movement than just the New York style of gangs. All right, because gangs have been in existence in New York forever as well.
Yeah, we had the Black Spades. Come on, we had the Tomahawks. We had the Jolly Stompers. We can keep going. We had the brothers. we had gangs in New York.
You had them D-Sep niggas back in the day.
The D-Sep, the 7th round. I mean, there's always been gangs in New York.
But dealing with blood and just looking at, even though you say there is some negative, but looking at the thing, it takes you to a broader mission. You know what I'm saying? And a broader like, yo, damn, we connected to all of these dudes all over the place like this. Let's see how can we share and influence and network with them to make this thing even bigger. You know what I'm saying? I think that had gave me that mindset from brothers like Papa Jock, or, you know what I'm saying, other homies that was from different countries that actually end up turning homies. And it's like, damn, this thing is bigger than just what we have here.
Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, man. Hit the like button as well. Hit that notification bell. Thank y'all for
Somebody
joining in.
said, "What's
Happy
the
New Year's
flavor?"
to everybody else. Yo, listen, man. There is definitely a conversation needed to be had about leaders and
let's get
followers.
back in. Let's pull it back.
On time want to connect with us, man. We got to get on time, man. That's the bro from out west.
Yo, get on time. Get on time in here. We talking
I'm
about leaders.
I'm trying to. I put the link in the chat. He can't hit it. He said.
We talking about leaders and followers, big homies and little homies.
Check it out.
You know,
say he gonna call in on the voice thing.
Yo, look, y'all. Big homies versus little homies, right? Followers and leaders. Just to lock back into the questions of the day, so we make sure we got those in the chat and we got those things clear, and we all got the same understanding of what's going on here. A big homie, right? Somebody said it in the chat. Say it again for me, brother, so I can put it back in the chat. So I can show it on the screen, please. But a big homie is a leader of a gang. They're a leader, but I think a little leader of a gang. Now, you have social media and popular culture trying to establish a big homie is just a big person or maybe a OG of anybody. Like I see some people saying, I done heard Jay-Z, he's not in the gang, we know that. And he's called himself the big homie. I done heard a lot of guys that are not actually in the gang culture, the gang structure, call themselves big homies. I think, like somebody else said, a big homie is a form of leader. I think.
Yes, brother. I see you. You wanted to say something to the panel?
Who you got on time in?
Nah, you just talking to me. I'm trying to figure out a way.
Yo, put yourself on mute, China. China, mute yourself.
Yeah.
But
don't worry about it, Moshe. Let him talk to him. But we good. Don't worry about it. But you got him, China? Who's that? Whose background is that? Who's that girl?
That's China. China got to mute itself. When you're not speaking, please mute your background so we don't hear that background noise like that. China.
Right.
I just muted his mic. It's not him.
Put you on.
That's somebody else.
I'm gonna let you know when they can hear you. All right.
Yo, G Brim, you muted, G Brim.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you gonna talk over the phone. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you could. You could.
Yeah.
If you're not speaking, please mute yourselves so we don't hear that background noise that messes up the reception for everybody.
I'm gonna go to you. I'm gonna go back to the panel and still see if I can hear your conversation.
Yo, Mike, y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to tell you.
We got a brother from the Watch, somebody who I follow. He's from California. He's a OG, but he's not banging right now.
Yes.
He wanted to speak to the platform about the way how he see things in New York and vice versa. So I'm trying to get him plugged on. He's trying to come up here, but he don't know how to do it. Some OGs just don't know how to pull up on here.
Yeah,
but they say hit the link. A lot of people trying to hit the link and they can't hit it.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm trying to see if y'all can hear him.
Yeah, we can hear him. Now we can't hear you now.
Now can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, brother. Can y'all hear the brother say something?
Hey, brother, salute.
Yo, salute to you too, my brother. Peace, bro.
Yes, salute.
Happy New Year.
Nah, we can't hear him, China.
Y'all can't hear him?
Nah.
All right, give me a second. Let me put you on the headphone, and I'm gonna try to work that way.
And what's the brother's name?
Brother.
What's the brother's name?
Hey, brothers, I'm here. This is Dion. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Dion? How you doing, my
what's
brother?
good, Dion?
They said yes, they can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, brothers, I'm not going to keep y'all long. I just got to give props to China Brim. I was inspired and connected through him, just like many other people from all over the nation. And it's a beautiful thing. Saladin, Harlem Legend, and all you guys, man, you guys are legendary. You know what I mean? And I listen to that, and I love the love that you guys have for one another. So I posed the question originally like that. The 5 God nations or descending to gangbanging. I know that word is negative, you know what I mean? But I truly believe, as being born and raised on the West Coast, Watts, all my life. First of all, I gotta put that disclaimer out there. I never banged, but I love all the brothers the same. You know what I'm saying? You know how that is, man. You grew up with these dudes playing marbles and big wheels and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Later on, taking on different characters, but I use the word descend because it deals with black on black. Anything that deals with black on black is you're descending. You know what I'm saying? As far as destroying our people. But that question is going to be, the answer to that question is going to be a very valuable part on how y'all work with youngsters, because we got to start drawing the distinctions. Y'all, that was a righteous way to rise up against oppression. That's a great cause to stand up and be a blood. I'm just keeping it 100. That's a great reason, because it dealt with the preservation of our people, and it was in the belly of the beast. So I agree with that 1,000%. But bringing that forward to
there's one thing identified right away.
Differences between these this gang banging on the streets, and we got to start drawing lines. You guys have an advantage. The clear advantage y'all have is, straight up, is the knowledge of self. New York is an international hub, you know what I mean, for our people from all walks of life, first of all. You know what I mean? And then for you guys to have the knowledge of self and some kind of connection to, let's say, Guyana, South America, blacks, Guyana blacks, Africans. That's a plus, because you guys still have relatives that are from some of the homelands that you can connect to. But I think overall, the big difference on the street wise is the knowledge of self. Our first knowledge of self came through music, believe it or not, from the East Coast, Run and them. But when we start going into Public Enemy and Chuck D, he's my favorite of all time because of the knowledge of self, and it was an attraction. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the clear distinction, where you guys are going to have a chance to elevate from that gang banging shit and come into the love of our people, because you guys have that foundation, that 5 God nation knowledge of self. You got to remember, man, this is how a lot of us knowledgeable dudes see East Coast on the streets, especially those of us, that have studied. Man, look, you guys have the message to the black man in one pocket, in the back pocket, and this is allegedly, and I'm just saying, visually speaking, a pistol in one hand, you know what I'm saying, and a bag in the other. You know what I'm saying? But you guys did have that knowledge of self. You guys were reading as Negroes on the street. You guys knew the concept of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and reading. Man, that is a very powerful distinction between what we have on the West Coast, because this shit over here is totally different, and I'm not going to go into the details of that, and all that as far as like what my opinion is as far as West Coast, but it has nothing to do with the knowledge of self. It has nothing to do with the preservation of our people. Maybe early on when we were talking Watts riots, and during those times in the 60s when we were fighting oppression, in the street, fighting against police, things like that. Yeah, I would say combined Crips and Bloods, that we did that. And that's where it started from. But when you take the head off the body, it evolved into some more uglier things, as we all well know. It's well reported and everything. We all know where it descended to and where we are today. But y'all do have to start, my opinion is, with the young people in New York that, hey man, let the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the five gods be a big part of the culture, as far as to let them know that that's a distinction between us, you know, from on the East Coast and from the West. Man, we got this, you know, and we got more love of our culture, and we need to embrace that, who we are, and move forward.
That's peace.
Yo, man, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button.
That's the clear distinction, because we don't have that, man. You know what I mean? So we are, you know, we on Hollywood shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We chasing dreams, man. It's rough out here, you know, financially, but that's a great foundation for you guys to stand on. I commend y'all for that. And please excuse me if the word descend was used inappropriately as a message of disrespect or anything like that, man. Y'all brothers are riders. I love y'all. I'm tuned in, and I'm definitely gonna get this, you know, this YouTube streaming thing down so that I can be an active participant. Thank you, brothers.
We appreciate you, brother.
Peace, bro. Peace, bro.
Thank you.
Okay,
Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button, man. And please hit that notification bell.
To the live chat now. And listen to the feedback if there is any. All right, brother?
All right, yes, there will be some feedback, my brother. Thank you, man, for coming on, man. We appreciate it, man.
Yo, Moshe, it's crazy because while he was talking, I know what he was looking for, even when that question was presented. But one of the things though that I say though was drugs. I mean, drug was a big factor in a lot of the damage that was done, as far as really dudes losing their way.
To the West Coast?
I remember one time it was always fought against. When you got people being able to get a position because they were able to get, you know what I'm saying? Were able to provide certain monetary things or do certain things, you start losing the integrity of the kind of leaders that we had in place, because it started being based off of dudes that was hustling. You know what I'm saying? And getting more money than other individuals, no matter if he was smart or not, because he got the bag or he was doing this, you know, he was putting into a position of leadership. And I think that was one of the biggest things.
You gotta understand the time change, and with the times changing, also becomes the ways of gaining leadership and the structure going to change too. So, you know,
that's the thing. I think that's not supposed to. And that's the thing. The hardest thing when you get in an organization, you have to safeguard those particular positions. You have to safeguard.
Like the written,
the change of the times. You got to figure like, gee, remember when we were coming up, when we were being raised up for was the violence that we had in war during the war. So if that war is no more, and people just need to eat, we just living and we doing time, or we doing something different than a provider or somebody else that's more violent, it's not going to be as needed as much as a motherfucker that needs to like feed the people. And don't get me wrong, a leader or a big homie is somebody that can provide food, clothes, and shelter in one way or another. So you can't overlook that. I understand the perspective that you're coming from, where you saying you could buy this or do that. But then when you support the structure from a financial standpoint, then a person that can provide and play that role. Yo, somebody gotta mute themselves.
Who's that with the background? Is that you, K? Is that you, G?
All right, yeah. All right, G. All right, go look at G. But you understand what I'm saying, KK?
Yeah, I understand.
Not saying that once the rules of engagement change, and what now we no more have the all right.
See, that's the thing. The rules of that's the whole thing. The rules of engagement.
Once we become the apex predator, then the rules of why we be coming to the top is different now. I was super violent is reason why I really got my status, because of work I was putting in. I didn't get it because of anything else, how smart I was. Dudes seen some of the smarts that I had, some of my connections in the streets. They know who I was. I had charisma. So I was able to talk to people and do certain things. But the violence is the key to why I was who I was. Like Moshe said, once he committed the violent act that he committed in Auburn, it heightened his name and the structure. Am I right or wrong about this, Moshe? All right, so that alone, his heightened name is going to give him more status more people looking at him and more people willing to follow him and become a part of the structure, right? So if you change, and now look, if the rules of engagement changed, once we branched out and everything separated and everybody's doing their own thing now, the rules of engagement change. It's no longer a war. We no longer have a natural enemy. So what do we do now? We setting up things to eat. We setting up different fronts. So a new leader that does something different now is going to be accepted in this organization as a leader. And that's what you see, which is only natural. Because guess what? We don't need, why do we need a legendary banger? Why do we need him for when we can give somebody a couple dollars or the bag or something to go do whatever we need done? This is what you see going on.
I think, yeah,
But
you see that. Go ahead.
yeah, but
Go ahead.
but I don't think that just pertains to the leadership position. That changes to every position within the game. I mean, like, so if the rules of engagement change, does that mean we start to mess with the qualities of our leaders? Like, okay, you can be the money man, you can be the money man, but that doesn't validate you being able to handle this or handle that or handle this. The person who was groomed to be the leader, the one who was the best soldier, and now he's the leader, should already know that the rules of engagement is changing. I'm not the money man, but I'm gonna surround myself with the best money man.
Yes, and it's
Like,
crazy. I don't know why. I think I
leader,
remember
you gotta be able to be flexible. That's what I think. But I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what he's saying
too. For some reason, I don't know why. I remember me and you
gotta remember this too.
having this conversation.
It's all changed too. You gotta remember, once the separation, because we talking history, once the separation and the growth of other nations, you had what? A vacuum. You got a power vacuum. Now you
somebody got to mute themselves.
Now you got what? The power vacuum to fill spots of literally hundreds of spots. Hundreds of new spots just popped open. So now somebody got to sit there. Some brothers is getting early. Some, it's a lot of different things going on. But to get back to, let's pull it back to leaders and followers generally. Big homies and little homies. Because one of the things that we all seen, we've been in prison. You got dudes out here calling themselves big homies, and we have seen it in prison as well, that never did nothing. They just met the right guy at the right time and was like, yo, oh, word? You from over there? I'm from over here. All right, this is you. And then when they pull up in the yard or they pull up somewhere else, dude was like, what? Who? Hey, get up out of here. You ain't nothing.
John.
Right? Right? Is this true or not?
I was just looking at the rules of engagement.
The same thing happened.
It's
Mikey.
not supposed to change. I don't think the rules. Me personally, like, and this is something like that's, and it becomes with those that's leading and those that's following, right? So if you get into a position of leadership, there are certain rules that are like immutable. You know what I'm saying? So like these particular, I think we become responsible for keeping how the rules are interpreted or how the rules enforced. Like the rules of engagement is supposed to stay the same. It's not supposed to change because we got new people coming on. If we set this structure, this particular infrastructure, and this thing set this type of way, it has to be held that particular way. Once you start changing certain things, it becomes something other than what it actually started out to be. And this is where we say certain responsibilities. It's like dudes were supposed to hold certain things sacred all the time.
But it was impossible. I think it was almost impossible to do that because just anybody coming into the prison system could then go home to their neighborhoods and say that they were somebody who was respected on the inside, and then now they can start bringing individuals in, and now this individual is looked at as somebody from the neighborhood who did a bid, who might have a little name, who might not be a thinker on the inside where we were at. He might not have been somebody who was able to think on that level, but now they're in their community and they're looked at as being quote unquote the big homie, right? So now this is what happened. We have a bunch, and I think this leads to the segue of what do we do with the youth now who can't distinguish, they can't differentiate between where all of these origins of this come from, right? The lifestyle and all the decisions that were made in their past to what's going on right now. Right now, we have a problem that has gotten so out of control. Is as if they're not even connected to this past that we're talking about, right? So they can't distinguish between what is generally the definition of a big homie or a little homie or a leader or a follower. For them, at the moment, I got a nephew right now. My nephew is just, doing what he's doing.
The block. You got to spin the block to be
the
big
right?
homie. You got to be on the block.
What does that mean for them versus what it meant for us? Because I think we can explain what that means for them. But if you ask a young individual today that's out there in the street, 16, 17, what's the difference between a big homie and a little homie? He might not even understand what those terminologies mean because things have changed so much that just like it didn't mean anything when we first started, and it started taking on a meaning later on in the years. I think it has a total different meaning for the youth today. So how do we address the challenges that the youth are dealing with today? How do we meet them on their terms to get them to see that the lifestyle that they're living is ultimately going to lead to a destructive
right, so it was two things that was mentioned already, right? One, remember I had said the thing about, I said one thing about drugs, right? Out of control, super out of control, right?
Basically,
yeah, mentioned
that's
the
the
thing
problem.
with mental health, right? Like that was another big thing. Post, during, was it present, and post? As far as for like mental health during incarceration, like family stage, social stage beforehand, of course, what happens during a particular time in prison, and even on a come out, certain things. Because I was the individual that I held a lot of stuff in, right? So I didn't realize until certain moments happened where I'm like, oh, hold up, the floodgate of emotions start coming out. I'm like, hell, where the hell is this coming from? I mean, that just comes from my perspective, but it's just looking at how we're going to attack the problems, drugs, the mental health issue. Mikey always mentioned in the music thing. So see what's up with them particular aspects, but also the finance aspect. The brother had mentioned the finance aspect too, really showing individuals how to manage their money, how to do certain things, just on a small scale. Because sometimes, just like he was in prison, not to use this as to glorify anything like that, but I learned it in this particular way, where I had gave somebody a certain type of drug and expecting them to do XYZ for me, right? And they never even did that, never had it, never experienced it, but they was fronting like they did because they wanted to be, what, I could do this. I mean, and never dealt with that type of thing before in their life. But just I had translated that into something positive, because whereas a lot of times we may tell someone something or try to give them an answer from a positive sense, but instead of showing them what they're actually looking for, you know what I'm saying, and finding out what type of solution is best for their individual problem. So that's like first, find out the individual problems. Because remember, like on here, say finding freedom in yourself, right? So first, actually trying to attack the individual problems, and we know the majority of them suffer from the social media thing.
I think most of us are tone deaf, and I'm not saying anyone up here.
That as well.
I think most of us, when we're talking about the issues that are confronting the youth of today, I think we are tone deaf. I think we live so much in the past, not us again, that we really don't understand the breadth or the magnitude of what's confronting the youth of today. We really don't understand what's going on with them. Like, and we try to incorporate and employ tactics, principles, and solutions that we would apply back in 9-5, 9-6, 9-7, 9-8 when we was banging. And it's 2022 now. These kids have absolutely, John just put it in the chat. What we know as big homie, the young bros concept is different.
Yo,
I totally agree.
Answer that for us, China. Let the panel answer that.
Yeah.
Is the concept of big homie different?
I'm gonna be honest. When I go to the hood, them little niggas, they ain't jacking us, man. They on them drugs. I'm being honest. They gonna hear you,
but
they ain't gonna listen to you.
But we did that too. I did that too.
That's why I'm saying I understand. That's why I'm gonna be honest. I look at them. It starts from the fathers, man. The way how you raise your child. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start there. But once once your child is already in the street, I got a son. My son is 19. You know what I'm saying? He, in his mind, he's the big homie. I could sit him down right now and say this, that. He don't care. Because out of them 19 years, only been in his life probably 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So his perception of a father figure is different than the average child perception of a father figure.
Hey,
You
yo,
said
you know what's
you said
funny?
he thinks he's the big homie, right?
Yes.
Can you be? Is there? Because I hear it a lot now.
But you want to know something? When he get locked up,
OG.
huh?
Can you be a young OG? Is that actual?
No,
a reality?
Listen. The way how these kids view, they got listen. How can I say it? Prison OGs, the way how, we classified as prison OGs, right? We classify somebody in prison. These street homies so-and-so that they claim they is, that got these blocks and they the big fool of these blocks, they don't care about, nowadays you hear it. Yo, big homie came home and these little niggas flipped his ass all around the corner store. They don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You try to come and put together and bring, they don't want to hear that, man. And in my hood, that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna want to hear you come over there and say, yo, a big homie is a person who productive, who's this. No, they're gonna say, well, I signed up with me and my big homie gonna spin the block.
That ain't just start. They ran
know what I'm saying?
ass up out of Brooklyn. What you talking about?
That's a fact. That's a fact. So what I do
They
now,
ran OG Mac up out of Brooklyn. He was talking that shit. He came down there talking that shit. Get up out of here.
I'm gonna
Because
be real.
a
You gotta
lot of
let them
times it
go
be the
through.
approach. A lot of
Yeah,
times
you
it be
got-
the approach, man.
listen.
Actually, how you presenting things to people. Because
Son, these kids only respect
Is it the
balance.
bag? Is it
They
the bag?
on drugs.
We
It's
listen to
only
a
they
big homie with
respect
money.
the balance.
Yo,
They high.
the bag.
You talking to kids that's high.
yeah,
You just gotta have the bag.
Yo, you hear me? I think
Gotta have
brother.
I think the first
Do
misconception
you
that
need
a
the
lot of
bag to
people
get the
have.
day's juice?
I think the first misconception a lot of people have about gangs and eradicating gangs is that you can really actually do it. I don't think that's possible. Okay, gangs have always been here, and I think they always will be. I think what we need to focus on is trying to put a dent in the recruitment of gangs. Now, we all know that out of 20 homies, we knew at least 9 of them niggas who ain't really want to be in that shit, man. Because we was leading. We know who all in and who just here for protection or whatever. You understand? So I'm saying that if you or us or whomever is running whatever type of program, if they just try to target the ones who they know they can save, opposed to trying to save everybody, because it's not possible. So just like KK and Mikey B and China all had valid points. KK said it's your approach. Mikey B said, yo, they ain't trying to listen. China, yo, they ain't trying to listen. But yeah, somebody's trying to listen. Not all of them.
Somebody. That's a
But out of
fact.
10
That's
of
a
them,
fact.
we might could save 2. And that's the job,
But
bro.
but what I'm saying, I'm not gonna risk my life playing with these kids.
No, I
man.
understand.
I'm being
that.
honest.
No, I understand that.
I'm not. It's
So
over.
wait a minute. Could
It's
y'all
over.
answer that question? Is nowadays the bag make you the big homie? Is that true or not?
That's a
in
fact.
many, I would
many instances.
All right. Just to
We
be,
need to get one of them young niggas up here.
to be unbiased, right? To be unbiased. If I'm a little homie, I'm coming from an improv. Your mutual. I'll mute him.
Hold on, I'm trying to get one of the young little homies
All right.
who in
Yeah,
the
let him
streets
pull up.
who
I'm gonna
could-
pull
who
up.
could-
But
hold on.
this is what I'm saying. If I'm a little homie, I come to prison because I robbed somebody or I sold some drugs to take care of myself and my family. Why wouldn't I want my big homie to have a bag? Why would I not want to come under somebody that's getting money that could change my life's position? Because let me tell you something. Food, clothing, and shelter are the things that the Black Panther Party provided, right? These are the things we said we're supposed to provide for our people. Food, clothing, and shelter. So somebody with the bag can provide you with food, clothing, and shelter. So why would I not want that to be my big homie? Somebody that's getting to the bag, that's getting money.
All right, that's a great question. I don't think the problem is that the youth would flock to someone who has the bag. I think if there is an underlying motive as to why they are flocking to that individual with the bag is another thing. And I think the person who's recruiting them, if there's an underlying motive outside of genuinely helping these individuals change their conditions for the better, that's one culture.
Yeah, because remember, proper
that
recruitment went out the window.
Hold on, brother. What we've seen is brothers who are recruited, but in many instances, these individuals are recruited to get numbers so that they can then fight back against other individuals, so that they can run the show, they can have the bigger army, they can have the bigger nation. It becomes more of a chess game where individuals are now trying to have the most people just for the sake of doing so. Now, are you genuinely trying to uplift the youth in our community to help them with their food, their clothing, their shelter? That's a different thing to say that this person is a big brother to you. He's taking on the initiative to help with your upliftment and your empowerment. That's different. But all too often, we haven't seen that. We've seen more of some funny business going on. Individuals is just out for themselves, trying to, what we ultimately see that happens in the end is 30, 40 people have been indicted by the feds. They sitting somewhere in Pennsylvania. They're in California. They're over here because they've been using these youth for their own diabolical objectives. Now, I work with the youth on a daily basis. My primary catchment age is 16 to 24. As assistant director of the program, I'm constantly in the air of nothing but gangbangers because a significant percentage of the youth who we have to service is on probation. All right, they're on probation, so they come to me, so their POs come to me, hoping that our program can deliver the services that can help provide these individuals with the help that they need. So I come to them like this. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I sit them down and I say this. Before you even think about walking right out the door, I just want you to listen to a story. It ain't gonna be long. And I briefly tell them about my story. I don't tell them who the person is until the end. And I let them know that story is about me. The reason I'm sitting here in front of you is because I had to go to prison, and I let them know about my mother, my brother, my sister, everything. I let them know about the comrades I lost in the streets, everything. You got a choice to make. Like, this is it. Let's not play no games. We ain't gonna do all the games and shenanigans. At this very point right now, as you're sitting out on the opposite side of me, you have a choice to make. The choice is, are you going to be a leader of ignorance? A follower of ignorance, or are you going to be a leader of intelligence? The choice is yours. Because if you go back in them streets, you doing the whole gangbanging thing, you doing the chew, the woo, the cho, you doing that. This is your wave. Know that it comes with prison and perhaps death. If you're all right with that, then by all means, when you leave, go do your thing, young man. But if you don't want to be in that, then there's a way for you to go about doing something better. And I got something you can do better than that. But I think this is the best way to do it, because, like, to China's point, at some point, individuals got to live their own decisions. We said this the other day, Mikey and KK. You can't make nobody do anything. They're going to have to take the initiative to be their own leaders. The same way Mikey B had to take the initiative, G Brim had to take the initiative, 050 KK, we all at some point had to take the initiative to be a leader, to do better, because we wanted better, because we got tired of being a bunch of failures. That's the difference between being a leader and being a follower, a big homie and a little homie. At some point, they're going to have to step up and stop following these so-called big homies that's leading them to the feds, that's leading them to these state conspiracies. And they're going to take the initiative and want to lead their own lives to something more productive. I don't care how hard it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be difficult for them to do it, but they're going to have to do it themselves. It's just that simple.
That's facts. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. You know what I'm saying? One thing I made a major thing. I always put food and I put shoes on homies' feet. I put shoes on neutral guys' feet. They pulled up around me. I put plates on tables. Even when I was in prison and I was trying to give dudes jobs in the streets, I hooked dudes up with jobs. I hooked up dudes up with information. I hooked dudes up with peoples. Leaders, because we didn't really get into leaders and followers, right? This is the new year. All right. Are big homies chosen, or are you already a big homie? Like, do you make yourself a big homie, or do somebody else choose you? What is the dynamic on that? What do y'all think about that?
Me actually. All right, go ahead. One of y'all, I'll let y'all.
All right, China, go ahead, go ahead. We hear you in a minute. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. Once I realize and I start taking care of my responsibilities as a man, I'm a big homie, and I'm gonna live by that. Even though I'm still learning, and I feel I don't need another man to grant me access to have a big homie, you know what I'm saying, title in front of my name. I would feel a way to my kids to see me talking to a person on the phone saying, yo, this is my big homie. I know my son gonna ask me, if that's your big homie and you over 40 years old, what are you? I'm 41. So what? That means I'm a little homie? We're gonna correct that. I'm just saying. You know, a lot of people get it out of content. You know what I'm saying? To me, I feel, you know, at the age I am and in the direction I'm going, we all big homies. But it's just that what type of big homie are you? You know what I'm saying? Yes, I put an age bracket on it. I put an age bracket and an intelligent bracket on it. You know what I'm saying? If I see you intelligent, you striving for righteousness, because nobody's perfect except Allah. So if you striving for righteousness, that means you's a big homie. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
What y'all think about that? What's up with y'all?
Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, man. Please, y'all, man. We appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Happy New Year to everybody, 2022. Listen, man, we blessed to be alive, man. Just keep listening, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Who wants to keep answering that question, y'all?
KKG Brim, what's up? Who going next? Moshe, answer that.
Yeah.
What makes you a big homie? Do you make yourself? Do somebody else vote you in as the big homie? What's up?
Yeah, I differ just a little because I wouldn't say I won't call myself anything. I mean, I only I'm glad that he mentioned Allah on it, because I only call Allah a big homie. So with me, it's only like if someone else says it and boom, you have to be verified and authenticated. Though, and most likely even a person even use that term. I mean, I wouldn't say it about myself or anything, but I'll let others actually use that term, bro. Oh.
Well, what about you, Moshe?
I'm thank you, Mikey, for you want to go, G?
We can't hear you, G.
Mikey, you got him on
hold
mute.
on, let me unmute you. You unmuted.
Go ahead, repeat it again. The question.
The question is, a big homie. Are you made a big homie? Do you make yourself a big homie? How do you become a big homie? What makes you a big homie?
Okay, well, like right now, I have an uncle. You know, I just got married and shit, and I have an uncle, and you know, I call him big homie. You know, why? Because he's been on this earth longer than me, and he can, even at this age, I still can learn, and he can show me a lot of things I don't know. You know, so I don't really have a hang up of calling him big homie. I think that you can't call yourself a big homie until you start walking that walk and talking that talk. Whatever it is, you're walking and you're talking. Right?
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. You can be the big homie, you the janitor, but you taking care of your family, you taking care of your responsibilities, you the big homie over there.
That's right. That's right.
So yes and no. Can you make yourself a big homie? Yes, if you taking care of your responsibilities. But as far as on the life we used to live, the gang aspect, no, you can't, because you ain't been tested and tried. We don't know if you're capable of leading adequately. We don't know you yet.
But I want to, I'm G Brim. I want to, nowadays, probably back in the days in the early 90s, you could get away with that.
Okay.
But nowadays, I'm going to keep it real. It's big, so-called big homies right now who's looked at as somebody, but we all know deep down inside
of
they
course.
ain't,
You
know
ain't
what I'm saying? You know, I've been in the yard with a lot of niggas who's somebody, and I'm looking at him like I would actually fuck him up. If he wasn't so powerful with.
You've been in the yard with me, China.
I've been with Mikey B.
Yo, listen,
I've been
you've
with
been
niggas,
with me, G.
you know what I'm saying?
I've been in the yard and niggas, excuse me, yo, that shit came out. Yo,
Sorry for my profanity. Sorry for how I brung that.
Yo, that N-word,
that out.
Just thinking about these dudes, man. Yo, listen, excuse me, but I have been in the yard. Yo, Moshe, you funny, man. Stop laughing, man. Stop laughing at me, man. Yo, check it out. I have been in the yard, right? And dudes done pulled up to us. And, you know, they first day out in the yard, coming out to the yard, Comstock, Attica, real shit.
And then
pulled up to us and told us who they were. And then tell us they status. Tell us their status. And we look at them and laugh. Like,
listen, I'm not telling these. I'm not telling
like
these
you
stories.
what? Like we look at them in the yard, grown men, and laugh.
Listen,
like
I'm not telling these
your ass
stories.
out of here.
I'm not telling
none of
these
that
stories.
shit.
For the record, we're not telling these stories to glorify the gang culture or glorify violence.
Not to glorify the gang culture, not just the reality.
I personally, Mikey, like you, G, all of us, KK, personally pulled up to the hood and saw how the hood was running. I sat back for a few days and didn't say nothing. It said, and next time I came out, boots on tight, shirt. You know how I used to be, button all the way up,
looking like Malcolm
war
X.
mode. Did 1,000 push-ups before I came out, washed up. I'm out there now. I said, listen, you no longer have that.
That's right.
It's a dub.
That's right.
Everybody is this. No one's listening to you. You do not have this. You don't have those qualifications. You don't have those characteristics. You're just not that guy.
Facts.
But I'm not going to stop here. You're not that guy neither. Everybody's done. We wrapping this whole little scenario up.
That's right.
So the point is this, though, right? Like, so to your question, are people selected, right? I think yes, they are, but it's who you're chosen by. If you know that individuals are going to pick and select those individuals who they know are battle tested, to G Brim's point, they know are qualified. That's different.
Yeah, I think
my father has a system that he created. It's called Kuroshi Do. And he is a grandmaster. You know, my father rests. He's a grandmaster in Kuroshi Do. He started this system in 1974 with two of his co-founders, right? Along the way, the only way you could move somebody up in the systems of martial arts, so he was a grandmaster in jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, weapons, a number of different arts. The only way he can move somebody up is if he, along with others, are going, you know, they witness these individuals, they themselves are mastering each particular kata, etc. Okay, you have an understanding of how those styles of fighting are developed. Now you can then go out and teach others that same art as if you were taught it, right? So are these individuals being groomed properly to the point where the leadership that they have been given? Listen, I'm gonna make you the big homie because I know now you can think. You've been tested to think. You have an aptitude to think. If it's being done on this level, then by all means, I think it's a good thing. But on the level that we've seen it at, nah. You have to be like, nah.
One thing,
nah,
thing, I think you could be chosen by your peers.
That I do agree.
Be chosen by the people. Leaders, big homies, whatever I mean, both of them can be chosen by the people. But let me tell you something. There's one thing that you cannot fabricate. You cannot fabricate when somebody steps in the building and a name ring. Once your name ring and you step in that building and everybody know you in that building, then you the big homie.
Facts.
Let me tell you something. I told you that all the time. Once you pull up any spot, the jail know, security know, COs know, the enemies know, everybody.
The depth security know, coming right to your spot.
All the homies, every nation. When you step in the spot, everybody know when a big homie is in the jail. I'm right or wrong? From the panel.
That's a fact.
So it's like in the streets.
They
the dude is in a building. When you
I
know
like what Joyce, see what Joyce just said, like what Joyce just said.
Let me tell you something. When a true leader steps in a building, you're gonna know it. I don't care what gang they're a part of. I don't care if they neutral, if they real. They're gonna let you know. Moshe, if I don't know you, Moshe will be like, yo, son just pulled up. I'm like, who? And it goes around the whole spot. Everybody know what's going on.
You
Everybody
didn't
know
even
who.
get to your cell yet.
Or,
Sometimes you didn't even get to your cell yet, and niggas already know you in the
yo,
building.
I done pulled this to my cell, and there's a whole bag of food there, left there. At that time, I was doing was weapons there already. Real shit. I'll pull up.
Yeah,
Shit.
but sometimes
Or
remember
the
too,
brother
that's
said,
why
I
I
don't
like the
know.
comment
But hold
You
on.
come to your
made.
cell, and a dude be like, yo, the brothers gave you this.
No, but hold on. But if you're not careful and they hear you coming, it won't be your homies that's sending you the weapons. They like, hold on, who pulled up? It's a different
Exactly.
weapon going in a different side, the different area, because they
Different
want you out of here.
It happens. It happens.
It's like, hold on, we gotta get him out of here.
Just to that point that Joyce said, dude.
Or it be these. Or it be these.
Dropping slips.
As soon as you get there, you locked up. What do you mean? I didn't get the population, but what are you talking about? I'm locked up.
But you know what happens though
you got
as
an
well?
enemy in
Just
jail.
with
We hear
that
it.
particular mindset, you might have somebody that's pulling up though that you know are just going to create a bunch of problems.
But you're right.
That'll looked at in that light, but
Nah,
still other individuals will know.
That's a great point, because you got some individuals who have been perceived as leaders, and they've taken the power away from the people to the point where you feel like a liberator. Like you get there, brothers is like, yo, man, we glad you're here. And they telling you all the problems that's been going on. They like, yo, man.
Even if you don't know him, when you see that the badge and shit going to his building, when you see certain stuff pulling up, you're like, hold up, who's this? Whose son just pulled up, right?
Yo, listen.
You don't even know who he was.
Yo, I was just telling the story about Skull. When I came to the Gump, yo, that bag was like, yo, I was getting so much stuff in the spot. I was like, all right, enough is enough. Like it's over with now. All right, stop. Y'all don't have to send no more. It's quiet. Yo, they kept sending it. I had bags that was like draft bags coming to the spot, sitting out front of the spot.
Yeah.
I said, oh, it's lit. But you know, that's the love. But let me just, when the people, when they're showing their love to you, it's a good thing, right?
No, that's a great thing. It's a
great thing because that means that the people have appreciated your contributions and they value that, right? And that's a good thing, man. And somebody had put something up there. I think Joyce said something about being chosen by God versus being chosen by those who are demonic. We know that those of us that know the scriptures knows that Moses was chosen by the Creator, but then Moses himself chose leaders amongst his people. You know what I'm saying? So you have to choose the best amongst your people. And even in a corporate world, you come for an interview. All four of us you guys come to an interview for, let's say, for instance, a COO, a chief operating officer of my corporation.
Shaquille's in the building. Yo, pull up,
come
Shaquille.
on, man. We ain't gonna do it like that.
Man,
yo, big bro.
I just DM'd him to pull up.
Big bro, I know you ain't. I know. I told you I got that hoodie for you. It's coming real shortly.
Yeah, peace.
They're about to be printed up. I got the hoodie for you, the red joint. I got you. All right. So shout it out to the big bro. And listen, we want to give our flowers to the big bro as well, man. Like I said before, man. Those that came before us. Remember, it was a time where, we was young. It was in the Champ. What's up, Champ? Look, these are the bros I'm talking about. These are our brothers.
Shout out to Champ Stone.
Champ Stone. Shout out. Happy New Year's, bro.
That come home, all that big bro stuff go out the window. Bros be home 5-10 years and don't have anything but war stories. Yo, you right. And yo, bro, and that's a
not this
thing,
group.
Man. Not this group. And this group. Yo, Champ, you know what's crazy? I just went to G Brim wedding a couple of months ago. I just went to his wedding.
Too,
right? Yo,
I
I showed Mikey and I showed KK the photos, right? Mikey B comes home. We already linked up to do the podcast. KK come on, we link up to do this. And it's crazy that now we all have these different stories. And look, China puts us in a loop with his audience. He helps make the transition that much more easier for us. So yeah, we could talk the war story stuff. We could go back and have fun and talk about this. Because unfortunately, we got over 100 years on this panel of spending time in prison. So unfortunately, it's gonna come out. But at the same time, though, we also got some good stories too. All right.
Oh yeah, you got some good redemption stories.
Listen, man. We could talk about this all day, man. We've been on here for 2.5 hours, man. Listen, man. Yo, man. For those that just getting on, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. please hit the notification bell. Please hit that like button, man. Shout it out to all our brothers, man, that came on, sisters who would not, who have not let their voices be
Shaquel,
heard.
get better, Shaquel.
Yo,
Stay in
bro,
the house.
get better. We love you. We appreciate your contributions, man. Everything you've given us, we love you, man. We definitely would like to, call you up here at one time, man. We love you, man. I know you tapped in. There ain't no question about that. We know you tapped in. We love you. Appreciate you too, big bro. Appreciate you too. I know. Go take care of your health, man. Me, Mikey, and KK, man. G Brim, 050. We appreciate you. We love you, and we hope that you get well, my brother.
Happy New
Word.
Year's, bro.
Happy New Year to you and your
Everybody
family. Yo, everybody that pulled up, man. Happy New Year to everybody, man. Tune into the channel.
Yo,
Let
shout
it
out,
be
shout
known,
the
man.
peoples out, man. Let them know what's
Good
going
Love
on.
Records,
People out.
Conscious Mind Ventures,
China, shout the people out.
BE100
Everybody
Radio.
know.
Make sure y'all tuned in. We out here, man.
Yo, tomorrow night we going
050
up.
the movement. We in the building.
Get your artists to pull up. We pull up tomorrow night. Music Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Get it
right,
down.
man.
Hit us up. You know what I'm saying? See who y'all gonna put on the platform. We gonna get some guys. China, we gonna put our minds together. We gonna put
I'm gonna
We
get
Locked In 0505, the movement. We gonna link up.
Yo, man, listen, man. It's always a pleasure, Mikey B. I love you, my brother. KK, I love you.
Yeah, I love y'all, man.
I love you too. China Brim, love you too, my brother.
Love you, brother. You already know.
What
Love
you
all
saying,
my
China?
brothers.
Yo, what you gonna say, China?
Too, man. You got my
Now
number.
we gotta get this. It's tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's
Tomorrow, 8
tomorrow.
o'clock.
Tomorrow, buddy.
So y'all already know I gotta start doing some callings. I got a couple of people on my Instagram who rap. I promote them on Instagram. A couple of. So we're gonna get that popping. I'm gonna get to working tonight. Hit a couple of people up.
How bro Dion get in here? Nobody else could. Yeah, what up, Dion?
How you doing, brother? Oh,
What's going
Dion, how
on?
you?
I figured it out,
How you
brother.
snuck up in here? He snuck up in here.
Oh, so we about to close out and you just pull up, brother Dion? That's how it works.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna give you a few minutes though, Dion. What's up,
Yo,
man?
go ahead, my brother. Go
Man,
ahead, bro.
I gave y'all gave me the mic earlier, man. I'm just tell the truth, I'm blown away. First of all, man, it's definitely a positive side to jealousy, man, because what you brothers are doing on New York and on the East Coast, with you brothers that are on this panel, I've been listening in. First of all, I got to give props to 050 the movement.
You already
That's
know.
my man. Come
know,
on, man.
You
This
already.
brother
I
right here
appreciate
opened
it,
up
brother.
the codes.
Yo, at first when I seen you, I'm up here thinking, I know that ain't The Rock. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. Okay.
But that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? The Rock. You know which The Rock I'm talking about, right?
Shit.
The wrestling
Yeah.
motherfucker. What's
Actor,
his name?
the actor.
We're gonna tune in.
The actor. You look just like him, man. That's
check
a
you
great
out,
thing,
Sonny
man.
Black. Y'all hear that, right? OG
Yeah,
Sonny Black.
What's that, Sonny Black? Sonny Black?
Yeah, that's Sonny
That's
Black.
how it's Sonny Black?
Yeah, Blanco.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the Stony. The Stony.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got money.
That's right, yo, Daz Hunter. Make sure, man. If Music Mondays 8 o'clock, man, we would love to hear. We would love to hear little Daz, man. Get him up in the building, man. We want all the talent to come out here, man. We could possibly have individuals, man, going at it with each other, man, sharing, collaborating it. You know what I mean? Doing some projects together, man. We just trying to basically keep a positive vibe. Do something constructive, man. Keep individuals.
Hey, now, turn this into money. We getting money.
level.
We turn this shit up.
Yeah, we gonna turn up
radio.
We got B100 Radio. We got Hood Love Records. We got Cautionary. We got a lot of movement. We moving up. We moving up.
We working on this
we
side,
moving on that
man.
music shit. We working, bro. We ain't doing this for no reason. We gonna get money. We gonna get that bread, that legitimate bag that they can't take us to the fence for, that they can't do no bullshit for. We gonna get that bag for real, you heard?
All right, man. Listen, let's close out, man. Yo, let's leave our listeners with something, man. We're gonna leave them with a few words for 2022 because this is our first episode for the year, man. So, what if in a few words, what would everybody say for everybody that's listening if they want them to walk away with something, man?
Man,
prosper. I'm gonna say the hashtag, man, because I love it, man. Find freedom in you.
Find freedom in you.
Find freedom in you.
One thing I
make
want
sure
to say
you know,
is,
understand what freedom is, though.
Yeah.
If you are, going back to the topic of discussion that we talked about today, if you're a follower or a leader, especially leaders, make sure you have the best intentions of your people at heart. Try to lead them out of destruction and to success. You want to find the freedom in the people, find the success in the people, and really help people, make good moves with their lives. Make, like my bro Moshe says, conscious moves with their lives. You know what I'm saying? So if
That's
you're a
a
leader,
fact.
you'll follow whatever in 2022. Make sure y'all doing the right thing for yourself, your families, and your communities, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep everybody in mind, just not just you. How I changed my life. One of the main reasons, the main things I did to change my life was I didn't just think about how I could benefit in a given situation. I thought about how all parties could benefit in the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference. Don't just think about how you can benefit. Think about how other people can benefit from everything that you're doing, the music you're making. And once you're making moves like that, conscious moves like that, then people are going to support you. You're always going to win, and everybody you messing with is going to win too. So, you know, that's my words for 2022.
Well, I'm gonna add on to that, Mikey, man. And thank y'all all for being here. I truly appreciate y'all gracing us with your presences. I'm gonna say, man, listen, man, if you're gonna be a follower, then know who and what you're following. Because if you're following someone or people who could ultimately lead you to where we all went, G Brim did 21 years. I did 22 years. Mikey B 25, KK 25. I'm not sure 050, but I know he spent over a decade in the joint. If you're gonna follow, and I'm not sure about you, brother Dion, but I'm sure that you were not you didn't live a perfect life, right? But my point is saying that is that at the end of the day, if you're following people who could ultimately lead you to, down the path of destruction, then you need to stop following them. Straight up and down. If you're gonna follow people who are gonna help you get your life in order, it's nothing wrong with that, man. All right. And to Mikey B's point, man, to those individuals out there who consider themselves to be leaders, then do the right thing. If you're really, really concerned about the well-being of your family, your community, your people, then uplift them. All right. Don't be responsible for 30, 40, 50 people getting indicted by the feds. That's ignorant. That's foolish. We tired of that, man. Enough is enough, man. So stop the shenanigans. If that's what your objective is, then stop, man. Stop it, man. Please. We tired of our people going to prison, man. Put an end to that. And that's what I would have to say, man, moving forward for 2022, man. And with that, I pass it to my brother G.
I would just say, just ask yourself, is it worth it, man? Regardless of the situation, is it worth it, man? It just takes this quick of a time to just alter your entire life, man. Just try to think, man, for the new year. Just think. You have a brain. I didn't know I have a brain until I was around 30. You have a brain. Try to use it, man.
You got a brain for gang banging.
Yeah, just use your brain, yo. A lot of times we come down on this generation, but like Mo said, we gotta understand that they're faced with a whole bunch of shit that we weren't faced with, man. This social media shit is crazy, bro. Yeah. And for a young man or woman, 14, 15, to not have no direction, yeah, they're susceptible to get caught up in any fucking thing. So we gotta help, bro, any way we can. That's it.
Dion, you got something to say, my brother?
Yes, but first of all, I'm just humble. This is actually my first time on a live broadcast. It's crazy. Right?
Welcome.
That's what's up.
So what we need to do, believe it or not, just simply is that, man, we need to start coaching each other on this live, on the power of this and how to use this tool correctly, because some people look at it from the outside looking in. Brothers are like, man, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be out here like this, but so let's support each other in that regard. Coach a friend or two. But to close out, I just want to say that for me, I've never been to New York, right? I've been in DC, Baltimore area with work and stuff like that. But travel is powerful, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Travel is powerful, man, to connect with people and to go to their environment and how they live and to see how they make it and to connect the commonalities that you have with similarities that you have with people, your people in particular, like say from the west to the east. Like I truly believe that if more people from New York would come to the West Coast, y'all would come over here and see this as a heaven. Like, and what I mean from the standpoint as far as opportunities, And just simply the weather alone, it allows you to do so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just the weather alone, man, just being outside is so much opportunity, financial opportunity there. You know what I mean? So I would say I would encourage travel. I would encourage more networking. I'm definitely going to be networking with you brothers, man, to see how I can close the gap and see what I can do for our young people, man, because it's such a challenge. It's such a challenge, but I think collectively, if we can come to the truth about the facts about the foundation and the origin of this gang banging and all that stuff like that, and just to see exactly, where the foundation of it and draw the clear distinctions and where we need to go moving forward from here, I think we can make some positive change with young people, man. And I'm here, and I will be participating from this point moving forward.
Yo,
Appreciate
thank you, Dion. Thank you so much, man. We truly appreciate that as well.
Thank
And
you.
listen, man, again, man, those who pulling up for the first time, make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you can get those notifications when we go live. I'm your host for We Locked In, Moshe Canty, my co-host Mikey B, KK, and for our panelists who came on, we truly appreciated Dion, my brother G Brim, and definitely 050 China the movement, man. Y'all brothers have a great new year. Stay focused. Peace, my brothers, man.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.